Podcast. I'm here tonight with a good friend of mine, Jerry,
Hello.
who will be helping me out asking some questions with some of the AAOL Season 3 teams. To start us off, we have Rio Wizard, I believe is that how you say it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Rio Wizard from Dynamic here, member of the Bronze Finals for Division 5. I believe that your match was last night.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, just start us off a little bit. How did you guys go?
Well, we couldn't get enough players for the match, so we had to concede.
Oh
so that's a bit
no,
disappointing.
that's very unfortunate to hear. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And I guess that sucks. Sorry, I haven't got much else to say about it.
Yeah.
Did you at least enjoy your time in the league?
Yeah, I did. I was playing for Resurgence first, and then that didn't turn out too well, so we made our own team Dynamic.
Ah, yeah. That's good. Right. Sorry. Just with a few of the other interviewees, we're getting some questions in at the moment, and I just needed to answer a few, as some people are having a little bit of difficulty understanding exactly what's going to be happening right now. I'm just also getting the Twitch chat up on my second monitor so that I can indeed be watching. Lol. Sorry about this. Very unprofessional.
Very.
Yeah, I'm truly sorry.
I would fire him, to be honest.
Yeah, I would too, but I don't get paid, so it's perfectly fine. So right now, let's just start off with first question that we want to ask you and about your team, I guess. Which is, what was your most memorable moment of the season and why?
Probably when we were getting streamed, because most of our DPSs just played one game, but in the game that I played, we won that map, and we won it 2-1, I think it was, on Iconvolt. And my friends were watching it, and they were congratulating me after.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm glad that you have such supportive friends that cheered you on. I'm glad we were able to stream one of your games as well. Not all teams got to be streamed, and I'm happy that you guys got to be streamed and that you were able to achieve something great.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the best experience so far of being on your team?
The best experience would probably be playing with all of the friends I've made through Overwatch, and just making a team of them was amazing.
Did you find your teammates through the AAOL or just through in-game and other places?
I met them through mutual friends in the Halloween event last year, and I've just been talking to them since.
That's pretty good.
It's a very interesting way to find new people. So, this will be probably our last question for this little segment. Who is one hero you'd like to see buffed in Overwatch, and why?
That's a tough one. I'd have to say Soldier, just because that's my favorite character in the game, and I want him to be in a better place than he is right now on the meta standpoint.
Oh yeah. What kind of buff would you like to see? Like more damage or new ability or?
Maybe like a bigger circle for healing, just so he can help his teammates a bit more.
That'd be interesting. All right. Thank you for joining us for tonight.
No problem.
Sorry, it wasn't it wasn't a very long interview. Sorry to hear about the bronze finals not being able to go as your team would want. And thank you to Dynamic for playing the AAOL and everyone in Div 5.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, best of luck in the future.
best of luck.
Better
Yeah,
next
hopefully-
time.
Yeah,
Hopefully we come back next season even better.
Yeah, season 4. All right, man. I'll see you.
See ya.
All right, that was our first interviewee. We're about to head into our second. Just got to check a few more facts, making sure that we do have everyone in order for this section.
Member issues has been a common problem as of late. Quite a few teams have unfortunately had to straight up forfeit because of the lack of members.
Yeah, it is quite an unfortunate situation. Oh, 24 viewers, PogChamp. Poggers. Just checking with our next interviewee just to make sure that they are indeed available. In the meantime, we're looking at the poggers in the chat. Thanks to Chung Lee, Lynx, Nux, Deadly Nips, Filezek. Great stuff. All right, our second interviewee coming in right now. Hello, Bertlin.
Hello.
How are you doing, dude?
I'm very well. How are yous?
We're doing all right.
Pretty good.
So just having a little look at the Twitch chat right now. It's quite entertaining.
Yeah,
so
better, hey?
so right now we have Bertlin from. Am I saying that correctly? Just
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's fine.
Just making sure. We have Bertlin from Foul Play Kraken, who were Div 5 Grand Final champions.
Yep.
Amazing stuff, dude. First up, Foul Play Kraken was created at the end of at the end of our Swiss, like halfway through the AAOL, wasn't it?
Yeah, we joined. Well, we were a team before that, but we joined in. After like mid-season break, whatever it was.
And did you enjoy your time like playing in the playing in that division, playing in the AAOL, and with Div 5 and all the people in there?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like the first time playing any sort of game in a team, and I really enjoyed the whole being as a team, working together, that sort of thing, and it just made the game a whole lot more fun. And especially, it was good to come out on top. But like even just we scrimmed the same team, TG Nevermore, a couple of times, and it was fun every time, and that's what it was about. So the whole team really loved it.
All right, that's pretty good. I'm happy to hear, man. Was it, by the looks of it, it was quite a close game, 3-2, grand final?
It was a tough one, yeah.
That's good to hear, man. Closer the better. Just builds, so much excitement, momentum.
Yep,
Definitely
so
will
it was,
keep
yeah,
that
it was
going.
meant for like 2.5 hours. I finished like 11 o'clock from 8:30 start, so it was quite a long one, but just enjoyable nonetheless.
What do you think was the breaking point that allowed you to take the game?
I think once we figured out what their strength was, and then capitalizing upon that, kind of playing around it, playing where we could pressure their team is to get the best results for us, sort of thing, is when we kind of cracked it, and it just got a little bit easier from there. But it was still a challenge right to the end. So
Yeah, it's good to easily be able to overcome and adapt their strengths.
yeah, and that was the fun bit as well for me, because we've scrimmed them a lot, and it was always like very similar, same result sort of thing. But we never had a way to counter them until we figured it out in that final. So
Clutch victory.
yeah.
Was your team quite nervous going into the finals?
I'm not too sure about the team, but I was pretty nervous. I'll say that.
Okay.
It was a pretty big moment for me
Yeah.
anyway. But yeah, it's just trying to calm down and warm up beforehand. So
Well, that's good to hear. So just a question about Overwatch, I guess is the best way to put it. Rather than just about the AAOL. So what was your initial thoughts when you first started playing Overwatch?
when I first started playing, it was I didn't really have many friends that played it, and they kind of didn't really enjoy it. So I played on my own most of the time for like 6 months, sort of thing, before I found anyone that I sort of played with, and then it all went from there. I think one day I was in a game with someone who was talking about KTV or AOL, and I looked at it and signed up and got put straight in the team and loved it ever since. So
Oh, it's
that
good
was
to
probably
hear.
about 3-4 months ago. So
Did you have any particular hero that you looked at when you first started playing Overwatch and you were like, "That's my hero. That's the hero I want to play"?
I don't know what triggered it, but I kind of just started playing Zen and then Zenyatta, and then just still enjoy it. You know, it's just good fun, a lot of damage. You can get a lot of heals out of it. So
It's a very different character. Not a character you would see in like another sort of game like this, I guess.
yeah, it's been. I've really enjoyed playing him and Lucio a lot at the moment as well, just with the mobility and what you can do like with team play and that like speed boost and all those things.
Yeah, very true. It definitely all the heroes in Overwatch are very different, and playing an off support role is definitely helpful and very very nice and fun to do from time to time.
Yep.
I can safely say that myself, along with most of the community, probably went straight for the robot ninja Genji.
Classic people from the start of Overwatch when everyone had no limits and could just immediately play Genji. 6 Genjis. No healing. But, you know, they would all obviously spam I need healing. So
Thanks, Bree. That was a terrible joke.
I mean, it's true though. Right. With Foul Play Kraken, obviously Foul Play is an amazing community, built up quite big.
Yep.
Was it what kind of environment were you expecting going into like Foul Play? Like being a
Well,
part of that community?
I didn't really know them much at the start, but I knew Royal beforehand, so it made it easy, and just got to know all the other players from Phoenix and Basilisk as being good, and then just queuing with them and just making friends and enjoying it along the way. So it was really helpful coming into that sort of atmosphere, I think, as well, where it was a bit bigger, not just a small team.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely a good thing that there is this big, I guess, group, big community within Foul Play, and they are so lovely and welcoming.
Yeah, it's good to come into, and it's very good to be there.
All right. Our final question. How often would you say your team scrims during the week?
We try and because I know from a few other teams, our team is a bit older, so
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people are busy with work and uni, etc. So we could only manage to get like 2 scrims in a week, and then the game time. So we'll try and use one as review and one for scrimming.
Ah, yes.
So it wasn't always easy to get the most out of it, but it was the best we could do, and it worked for us. So
I'm getting some comments in the Twitch chat at the moment. Pog is in the chat for Bert. Congrats on the win, Bert. PogChamp, MVP of Div 5. Hashtag unleash the beasts. Seems, yeah, a lot of them are cheering you guys on, I guess.
yeah, it was good. You know, having the other 2 teams in competition as well, you can kind of talk to them about that and see how they're doing as well, which is always good.
Bird MVP. All right, man. So that draws us to the end of our segment. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure, and I really enjoyed the whole season of AAOL. So
Well, hopefully we will see you again in season 4.
yeah, thank you very much.
It'll be a great experience with you coming back with Foul Play Kraken, possibly.
Yeah, we'll see what's on the table. So
Yeah, it'll be amazing. And also just a shout out to Foul Play Kraken, everyone on there, and to all the teams of Div 5. You did amazing this season, and the AAOL is quite thankful for your time and effort. And we really do hope that you enjoyed your matches.
yeah, thank you very much.
All right, man.
See ya.
Best of luck. Oh, he's gone.
All right. Just setting up for the next little segment. We can have a little bit of downtime here. We'll just have a look at the chat. So to do some shout outs or just talk about some things. I think Royal Eskimo is posting his own emotes. No, he's not. There are some Junkrat emotes, some Marissa emotes, Squid emotes, Foul Play Kraken. Man. Alrighty, let me just get one more member. I didn't. Shout out to Sneaky Snake. So a shout out to the amazing new emotes for the Mercy skin. I totally forgot. Doggo's number 1, you didn't hear it from anyone. Yes, you know. Dream Team number 1. Chung about to get banned. Just getting our next guest sorted right now.
I think we're all hoping that briefly interviews himself.
Alrighty. I am just getting that now. Lol. A lot of misinterpretation from myself because I'm silly. I got the wrong name for a second there. Alrighty. Just moving in now. Hello, Kid Raw. We have Kid Raw here today. Div 4 Bronze Finals from Foul Play Phoenix.
Hey everyone,
How are you today, my dude?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good to hear, man. Unfortunately, we don't have a second person here. We're mainly trying to get people in duos to talk with at the same time. One from each team that was in the final. Unfortunately, with the team you were going to be versing, well, not versing, but the team that you did verse, there was not really anyone available because they have all caught the flu. A lot of them are very sick right now and do not wish to be speaking. So we've got
I can't
you here.
blame them for that.
Yeah. Well, it was a very unfortunate incident of doggos. Unfortunately, could not make it. Hidden is quite sick and could not make it, and I'm already
You
casting.
managed to make it.
I'm already casting, so I probably shouldn't interview myself. But I mean, we can still talk about what happened. Talk over the finals, how we thought things went, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start this off. What was the toughest challenge for Foul Play Phoenix this season?
The toughest challenge was probably having to move either through picking up a new DPS quite late in the season or adjusting to the new meta. Because it takes a lot to try and figure it out. And every time you scrim another team, they're doing something slightly different. And you're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't.
How has Foul Play Phoenix actually been going, trying to deal with the new meta?
We've really started to feel like we know what we're doing. We know what comps are good. We know which comps counter which new comps. And it's all starting to come together.
Oh, that's good to hear. With the new meta, it always shakes things up. Dive especially being not the only option now. Or at least not the strongest option.
What do you reckon you could have... Sorry, cut you off.
Please go on.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big shake-up in trying to... Not just how the meta has changed entirely based on what characters people are playing, but how they're playing those characters.
Yeah, there's definitely...
What do you reckon? Sorry.
Sorry. There's
There's
definitely new things that people need to learn when the meta changes. People finding out new things, obviously, it really helps that in the Overwatch community, people are able to, with so many streamers and stuff as well, people are able to bring sort of pick up on new strategies and like new things that people haven't seen before. Has Foul Play Phoenix been looking over any sort of streamers and just sort of picking up on stuff like that for the new meta?
We've definitely been doing a bit of that, looking at what pros are saying, other high-level players, what they're practicing, rumors and information that leaks out about what people are playing in scrims, all that sort of stuff.
It's good. It's good.
What do you think what do you think you could have done differently to make you do better in your division, or you could have changed that would have improved your performance?
I think a really good thing would be to settle on a team comp to run in the new meta and work harder on that than falling into the trap, which is very easy to fall into, where you want to keep running new different things every time on each map and each position.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it can be very easy to tunnel vision, and you essentially just keep hitting a brick wall and don't realize your own mistakes.
Especially when you are testing new comps, it can be very easy to hit that brick wall of, well, the new comp we're trying out lost to the team comp the enemy is trying out. We need to run a new comp now instead of trying to work on the one you're using.
Hmm.
It's definitely interesting to see the difference between everything at the moment. Sorry, I'm preoccupied. Just responding to a message in the chat. Gosh, you joined Foul Play halfway through the season, I believe, or partway through at least this stage, the second stage.
That's correct. I joined partway through stage 2.
All right. And what were you expecting when you were joining a team that was already formed, and they've already got these really close bonds that they've been developing throughout? I don't even know how long.
Well, I'd definitely been expecting to have to work my way into how the group works, so that we're all still comfortable and we all know what we're doing and how we operate properly. It's definitely been a really good experience, though, to work with that.
Yeah. It's definitely shown. I mean, you guys did some amazing work, nearly making it to the grand final of AAOL Div 4. Just not quite getting in that last week against Unreal Aussies. Really tough match there.
Yeah, it definitely was. And that was the peak point of us trying to deal with the new meta and deal with playing Open Division and the AAOL at the same time, and really just work everything out, and perhaps not putting as much pressure on that final match as we should have.
Well, we'll go into, I guess, how your final match went, like for finals. How do you think the bronze finals went?
I think they went quite well. We definitely could have done a lot better and taken away the finals, but it was a really good, solid fight, going to finishing at a 2-1 result.
We were definitely having a really good final. Jerry and I were there. Jerry subbing in for one of my players who could not make it at the time. It was definitely an intense final, going all the way to the third map for bronze, which didn't exactly it didn't exactly go according, or not according to plan, but it didn't exactly go your way, unfortunately, this time around.
No, it didn't. That's just something you have to deal with in Overwatch. Just like in any comp game, you might lose a point faster than you want to, and you have to really put in that effort to not get yourselves, not let a match be run away with.
Definitely. So you guys, so we played 3 maps. We played Ilios, I believe, and then Blizzard World, and then Temple of Anubis.
That's correct, yeah.
What was going through your mind when you were playing Ilios? Like, what was your team's I guess strategy for Ilios?
We were very nervous, but we were trying to really bust out one of the new comps we'd been working on, which is a triple support comp, and really use that to the best of its abilities.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you weren't able to take Ilios, but you were able to take Blizzard World. What do you think? Kept you sort of. What do you think made it so that you were able to take Blizzard World as a team?
It's just that drive, and because a lot of them have been in the team for a while, and even though I'm new, it feels like I'm definitely fully part of the team. We were able to keep ourselves mentally in it, and we're feeling really happy with how we play on Blizzard World in the new meta. We feel like we've really got a solid hold on how to defend on the second point, and that was really what helped us get through. As we had a plan that we could stick to, and it worked really well.
Definitely did. All right, that's all the time we have here for the moment. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. And just for real, Eskimo, hashtag unleash the beasts. That's for you, Royal.
Alrighty. I'll probably have Royal in the chat in a second, probably posting stuff like that. Well, cheers for being around, dude, and best of luck in the future. Hopefully we'll see you in AAOL Season 4.
You too. But
Yeah.
this time we're going to win.
Well, I mean, you guys did beat us throughout the previously throughout the season. We're just able to win the final. It's quite close.
Best of luck in the future
All right,
with
man.
your team and with Foul Play.
Yeah. And large shout out to Foul Play Phoenix. Great team that's been a part of our community for the past 2 seasons. And a shout out to Doggos, newly formed team, my team, for making it to bronze finals. Unfortunately, couldn't be here today. And a big thank you to all Div 4 teams at the moment that may not have made the finals, but definitely put their heart out there. Massive shout out to Chung Li. If people could, I'm now getting a little memo from one of our AAOL moderators telling me to tell people to follow the Twitch stream because we are currently at 197 followers. So hashtag follow the AAOL. Alrighty. Just getting our next guest sort of set up. In the meantime, if Jerry could just look at the Twitch chat, maybe comment about what stuff's being said.
Looks like the best Twitch chat ever. You know, they want to shout out to Foul Play Krakens.
Shout out to
Paradigm Shift.
Paradigm Shift. Let's go. We're doing Div 4 Grand Finals, actually. Not Div 3 just yet.
Wow, I've got a secret admirer by 360 MLG Pro Sniper. Never have I felt so loved before.
Oh. Alrighty. I'm just making sure that our guests are indeed available. Wow, toxic behavior. There will likely be an uploaded version of this VOD, or not VOD, but I guess of this podcast.
Yeah, Bell Epoch had
It's
one of the
potato.
best runs of the AOL in, I think,
What
the
are your
history of
BG?
AOL.
What are you on about? Thoughts on the mod team? Just getting things sorted right now. 201 followers. PogChamp. Pog is in the chat. Yeah. Just moving some people in.
Wow, we've got more than one person for once.
Yeah. In
right.
fact, we're getting one extra guest. Just confirming who that is. Alrighty. Oops. Just making sure people can chat in here. And we're good. Welcome, all three of
Hello.
you.
Hey, fellas.
guys.
We've got Stress from
Hello, I'm
Unreal
Stress.
Aussies, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, we've got Fusions from Unreal Aussies.
That's Geordie Fusions.
And we've got Monstrosity from Duck 6. Now-
That's the one.
You guys played Div 4 finals, grand finals, correct?
Yeah, it's us.
I mean, I didn't play personally.
Oh.
I'm coach for Duck 6.
Ah, but did you see the game today?
I didn't get to see the game. I've
Let me-
still got to go through
Let
the
me
mods.
summarize it for you. We got
Okay.
stomped, all right?
Uh,
5 rounds of us just getting stomped.
Aw. It was indeed streamed this time around. I don't know if you guys knew, but it was streamed and casted by some of our AAOL members.
Yeah, I was aware.
I'm so sorry that that it didn't go in your favor, Unreal Aussies, but I'm so proud of you guys at Duck 6, doing so well. Willing to take, able to take out that grand final. Just amazing effort. Just a little shout out
I'm
there.
Very proud of the boys.
Yeah. Just getting up a list of some questions for you guys.
I've got a question for you, Be Free.
Yes.
I've forgotten my question.
Is it how bad this is?
Yeah, I came in, maybe we can do a bit of improv. Maybe ditch the questions, all right?
Well,
Okay,
the thing is, we've been doing a little bit of improv the entire night.
Okay.
It's just,
So what's your favorite type of food?
oh, my favorite type of food.
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, okay. If we're going into that sort of thing, yeah, I like ice cream. That's pretty good.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite flavor? of
Favorite
ice cream?
flavor? I'd say like choc mint. Also, dude, do you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a caster? Because you're doing a lot better than I am right now.
Sure, I'll take over this interview. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Fusion. So, Fusion, I hear you're from the best team on the AAOL Unreal Aussies. Is that right?
Well,
Cool.
they may
I'm
be
into
the
results to
nicest
find out.
team, but I wouldn't say they're the best team.
That would obviously go to Doggos.
Oh no. definitely all teams in the AAOL do amazing work. And at the moment we want to try and focus on our winners and our second place of Div 4. Your match was today at 3 p.m, I believe.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what was going through your minds going through that grand final?
Oh, I just wanted to win, I guess. That's that was what was going through my mind. Fusions, you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's pretty much that sums it up. I was warming up all day,
Woke up at 12, warmed up for a
The
couple
goal
hours.
was to take home some points, some map wins.
Points
2
don't
loot
matter,
boxes as well. That's big money.
though. Oh, actually,
for-
yeah. How much did we win that round?
Second place prize pool.
I don't actually know what the prizes are. I don't even think there is a prize for second place.
Man, I've got a shirt that doesn't fit me anymore if you can.
Oh,
Oh.
yes, my
Okay.
address. You want my address?
That is a sick offer right there.
It's got.
Well, I think he has to wear it for a day first before he mails
Oh,
it.
definitely make it very bring on the stench of victory.
Yeah, don't
and
wash
then
it.
send
Don't wash
it.
You can
I'll
be like
sign
one
it
of those
first, you know.
Twitch streamers that do exercise in their shirts, and then I buy them.
Definitely.
So same question for Duck 6, yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, well with Duck 6, I mean I've been trying to get them to focus just on improving.
Mhm.
You know, especially with the new meta. That's been a little bit rocky for the boys. But I think that we're sorting it out. You know, they've been working really hard, making their POVs, you know, working through individual problems and that kind of thing. So that's really been our focus.
Hey Ron,
Yep.
what's the deal with that gold player that was going on? Because there's a bit of a
Ooh.
difference.
Little bit of a drama here.
No. There was just a player that was
There's
in
always-
Conspiracy?
there's always drama.
Conspiracy.
Devious?
I mean, it couldn't
You
have
talking
been.
about Devious?
Like, I don't know the name. The gold guy. Yeah.
Devious is something of a manager owner, something like that. He's been around, you know, since the beginning, and yeah, you know, he has the Discord server and helps with a lot of the things. So yeah, we get him into sub when we need him to.
Ah.
Did you have to play him today during your grand finals?
Mm-hmm.
Oh really?
Okay. Oh.
I didn't know about that.
Is there a little bit of a of a question you wish to ask about how he played, or was it questionable?
No, I was just wondering.
Okay. You know,
No
sometimes...
conspiracy. Yeah. Or actually, can we win by default if I call a conspiracy and it turns out to be true?
What, you believe he was smurfing?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm
Definitely
afraid
not.
Or Devious is definitely a gold player at the moment.
That's okay. Our DPS is a gold player as well. Shout
Which
out
one?
to Narkid.
I was gonna say Demon Fusions.
That's toxic.
Nah, Narkid's a good guy, you know. He
Yeah.
does the same thing that the gold player, I forgot his name, I'm sorry. You know, he's for Unreal Aussies, he's just the kind of guy that sorts everything out, even though he's not that great of a player. But that's okay. We keep him around to sub in sometimes.
That's so rough.
Yeah, Devious is a lad. We love him.
What do you think was the toughest match of the season? Not necessarily the one that you felt was the hardest to beat, but the one that was the closest.
To be honest, I can't remember many of them.
Yeah, you're talking about like stage 1 as well?
Yeah, sure. Any of them really.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember any of the names. To be
Yeah.
honest.
We had a few that were close. I mean,
We had
You know,
more
it's
close
like-
games than stomped games, I'll say that.
except for the game from, I mean, this game and the game before as well. It's kind of, you know, back and forth. We stomped and then we got stomped. You know, I guess it's just the natural order of life.
Yeah, that's just Overwatch, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
What
so.
about you, Ron?
Yeah, I'm not sure that we had a lot of close matches. When the I can't remember how does AAOL work? Like, how do you get put in the brackets? Because when that was happening, we had a lot of roster changes. So
Yeah.
we kind of got placed in a bracket that we weren't particularly comfortable in. So we're hoping to get a little bit higher in the brackets next season.
We will definitely be reassessing the teams and trying to put people into a more accurate position. I think Duck 6 definitely had a couple of tough weeks. So I thought maybe they were in the right bracket, maybe they weren't in the right bracket. The final was quite one-sided, unfortunately. I did see it, and Unreal Aussies really did put up a great effort, though.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the issue is if we can keep a stable roster, because every time you lose people and the rosters become a little bit sketchy, that's when you have those issues.
I actually would like to talk about that as well.
If you have any complaints, I guess
No,
we
no
can,
complaint.
or any sort of queries, any sort of discussion that you'd like to do about what you think would be nice in the AAOL. We could talk it over here. We did have a form that went out, but I don't think a lot of people got the form. We try to send out a Google form, like a Google Doc form for people to fill out so that we can then improve the next season. But I don't think many people got it.
No. What were the questions on the form?
Oh gosh. Let me quickly have a look for that.
Because I think maybe it's the same for your team, Ron, but for our team, a lot of our roster changes were because of it being on a Saturday. Like today, we got pretty much the core team together, but a lot of the times on the Saturdays we have to do.
We have been struggling with it. That's why Devious has played a lot of the games.
Yeah,
that's definitely an issue that we have had, and we have definitely seen people mention it. So we had questions like, how much did you enjoy Stage 1, which was the Swiss bracket? How much did you enjoy Stage 2, which was the round robin division brackets? What else do we have? We had questions about what sort of structure people would prefer for the next season. I'm not sure if that was open to people writing in their own sort of answers. It might have been. So I'm not gonna. I haven't got the document open. I'm just looking over what we've seen and reviewed.
Yeah.
What else did we see? I think that was about it. We did ask what people wanted to improve, I believe. But yeah, I think a lot of teams didn't manage to get that form, as only a small portion, like a very, very small portion of people had done it by the time we were looking it over.
Yeah, I definitely haven't heard of it.
Neither. I don't think. Well, yeah, none of our team would have.
As far as the brackets go, I definitely like the format of Open Div.
Yeah.
Similar to that, because as you go throughout the season, there's hero changes and there's roster changes, and so like the actual strength of your team shifts. And I feel like in Open Div, like from week to week, it's a lot more reflective of like how you're doing at the time, like who you're going up against.
Yeah, absolutely. A big ladder, a good old ladder match. I think same thing with us. I think one of the reasons we got put in Division 4 was because, again, with the Saturday, we had to cancel one of our matches, and that put us, right down there. And I don't know how we'd get back up to maybe Division 3 or 2. I don't know how that works, but
I think we would definitely be reassessing where people need to be placed. There were people are going to earn their spots, no matter what. They're definitely going to have to earn their spot.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if the admins think you're meant to be in a certain spot, then that is where you're going to be placed. And if you want to prove us wrong. Just go out there, do your best, and just prove to us that you're meant to be in a higher division. It's
sure.
It's just the best thing to do. Duck 6 doing really well in the finals has probably shown us that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What about would it be so dropping down would kind of be more up to the admins?
Dropping down
would be, or going up, that'd be up to admins, and if they were watching the game, is that?
It would definitely be going up or down, and we can definitely sort of see based on how well teams did during their matches against what teams as to whether we would put people up or down. Let's say, for instance, a team constantly going 3-0. We're going to put them up. At the end of the day, they've proven it. Teams that have just lost all of theirs, just 0-3, we're going to probably reassess and see if they were supposed to go down a division, or possibly even try and get them a coach to try and help them with their team if need be.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you use like a match win percentage or anything like that, or is this more of like a, observing individual matchups kind of thing?
So for a lot of it, we do have a system that we have placed in to determine like where people are ranked based on how many map wins they have and how many game wins they have. So I can't give away too much information for the moderators, and I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to say anything about the systems, so I can't.
Sure, that's fine.
I can't talk too much just in case. And Tate would easily tell me off right now as he has joined the voice chat.
Then it's okay so far.
Oh, well, we don't want to get you into any trouble.
Oh, maybe you do. Who knows?
Okay, so it's not just based off what you observe in streams.
It's
or
based
such.
off all data that we have. Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
A little bit of an insider thing. I'm sure people kind of sort of knew that, I guess, already. That we have the data of how teams are doing.
Have you considered an open bracket?
We have run an open bracket before.
Yeah.
It didn't really work out that well because of the skill range. Like, it works better in open div because there's more people that are higher end and less people that are on the lower end of the scale in terms of skill level. But with our league, you've got people in silver, gold, and then people in all the way in masters. So it's a very, and we want to make sure everyone is having a decent time and not like getting smashed every game. That's why we added the division system. So it wouldn't be completely an open bracket.
Okay, and do you have what about this Saturday thing? Have you guys been considering that at all, or it's kind of there but you haven't been talking about it much, or can't say much? Or what?
We can't say anything for the moment.
Okay.
I can tell you that we have had people mention it, and it has been brought up, to say the least. We do listen to what people tell us, because we want to improve the league as best as we can. So every bit of information that people give us, we love. Every bit that we don't get, we can't improve on. So the more people tell us what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, it's for the better.
And I guess that would be kind of the point behind the Google Doc, right?
Yeah, definitely. Plus, I'd like to say that we try to connect with as many people and as many teams as we can throughout the season to make sure that people are trying to have a good time and making sure that they are enjoying their time throughout the AAOL.
Okay.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're cutting it a bit close at the moment with how long we've had with this interview. It has been lovely talking with you all. Ronstrosity, Duck6, amazing work. Congratulations on winning Div 4. Fusion, Stress, thank you for coming, and congratulations to Unreal Aussies for second place.
Hey,
thanks.
Do we get to go up a division?
You guys did amazing, absolutely amazing work throughout Div 4, both teams. And
one to you too.
And I will definitely be sure to chat to you guys in the future. I love talking to both teams when I can, so definitely Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, sweet. And
Thanks for talking,
shout
man.
out custom AAOL emotes soon.
Custom AAOL emotes. Yes, we are getting affiliated on Twitch. So hashtag that.
Nice.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
That's the one.
All right, thanks for being here, guys. Have a great night.
See ya.
Cheers, guys.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Good luck.
Alrighty, and Tate is still here to listen in and yell at me when he feels the
Yes,
need
I
to.
am. I am still here. Yeah. Just gonna chime in whenever I feel it's completely necessary.
You're like the lawyer. Just like, you're actually not obliged to speak anything about that topic.
Yeah, I talk a little bit out of my area of expertise.
Gotta keep this stream PG-13.
Wait, have we said things bad?
No, you haven't.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Oh, are you removing comments?
No.
Oh.
I thought you were about to say something though. Sorry.
No. I just trying to make sure that we get our next guests. We have 2 people coming in from 2 different teams.
Massive
getting
shout out to a Flapjack one in chat.
Yeah, massive.
Great guy.
Massive shout out to Flapjack. Alright, just moving our next guests in right now.
G'day.
And right now we have Homer
Yes.
from Opgo, and we have Selbot from
Hello,
Sydney Clucks.
that's right.
All right. So you guys were in the Div 3 bronze finals.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, tell us, how did it go?
I mean,
well, we won eventually, Sydney Clocks.
Mm,
Which was interesting because our actual first match in AOL was against Opgo, and we actually lost terribly.
oh no.
So we've come back now and have actually beat them in the final. So that was an interesting experience to
So-
say the least.
It's
yeah,
a
we've
very
had a
very big redeeming sort of moment,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah, exactly.
we've had difficulty getting the same 6 together for like second half of the season, so that's been a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I remember the first match you had like 5 subs or something. You're subbing out every map. It's crazy.
Yeah, but then a bit of beef happened and like half the team left and
Ah,
shit.
that's
so,
not good to hear.
yeah.
It's an issue that a lot of teams have been having throughout the AAOL, and I think that's just a common thing when forming a team. Sometimes people aren't going to end up mixing, and it's one of
Yeah.
those things where people just
Yeah.
have to leave or try and work past it.
Mm.
Yeah. It's one advantage. Our team is entirely made up of high school friends.
Oh.
So yeah, so we already have that like team gelling already built in, which is really nice.
Ah.
So
Also, a quick way to hate each
but we
other.
still struggle to get 6 people on every week. Always have to use subs. But no, we don't have any of that drama as much. So that's good for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you make sure to beat them up when you see them the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But there's still like issues with like tilting and things like that has been a major issue for us, to be honest. I think a lot of teams have that same sort of issue.
Yeah, it's when you go down, you tend to start to sort of
Yeah.
tilt a little bit and then
Yeah, it's always when you start tilting is like always when you start to lose. And like there's been times where instead of like spending the day practicing, we just try spending the day just sort of relaxing and like playing quick play or something and just getting along, because it's the tilt that really can screw you over. So we're really trying not to try to avoid that as much as possible.
It's good to hear at least that you're trying to connect well with your team. Yeah. The better connection you have with your team, the stronger the bonds, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
better the game.
I reckon, yeah, if you have a team that works together well, that's more important than having a team that is highly skilled individually. And I think we've kind of shown that because with beating Opgo, who are, I think they're masters, right? And we're like diamonds, so we were really surprised that we could even
Nah,
come.
we're like a mid diamond team.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. We were like high plat like not too long ago, but we've really like tried to up our game a bit.
Yeah, it seems to
Yeah.
have worked. Getting
Yeah.
into your position, third place,
Yeah.
of the AOL Div 3, smack bam in the middle.
Yeah. It would have been great to have a shot at grand finals, but we had to forfeit one match, unfortunately. But
That's
that's just what happens. Yeah.
And some very tough competition in the grand finals.
Oh yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Paradigm Shift and
Yeah, we versed Paradigm
Jeffrey's
Shift and got
Angels.
completely rolled. Yeah.
we versed Paradigm Shift today in Open Div, and it was fun.
We got completely rolled by them. Yeah, they're really good, for sure.
Definitely. Alright. So, just a little question for both of you. You'll figure out you'll figure out who's speaking first. Like, just try and figure it out amongst yourselves so that you don't talk over each other. Probably should have said this earlier, just in case. Just first like question amongst our list is, what was your most memorable moment of the season in AOL, and why is it so memorable?
Ooh, you can go first. I still got to think on that.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I can think of two really. The first one is really our first match, because that's the first time we've ever done sort of like amateur, like professional games before.
Okay.
And it was actually against Opgo as well, like I said earlier.
Was that during Swiss?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really fun because we've only had 6 queuing on comp. That was the most we've done. So this is the first time we've done like an organized thing. So that was really interesting and really fun to like sort of gel as a team. So that was great. And the other thing I can think of is, I think it was against Stygian Thunder. We were in the stage 1.
Oh yeah.
They're like a Div 1 team, so we obviously got completely smashed.
Yeah.
And on map 3, they were just running like 6 supports and stuff like that, and they were still beating us because they're just that good. So that was interesting and really a massive hit to the ego, I guess. We were completely smashed by all these really memey comps. So that was, but it was still a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, firstly, Jesus Buck says hi, and then I think generally just the whole season and just sort of playing with people in sort of a more for us, I think it was more formal kind of thing rather than just sort of stacking competitive. Kind of just like getting that like actual organized matches, specific times playing matches. It's just it was good. So we knew when to play, what we need to do, and it was just generally good.
So you enjoyed the fact that we had like set times, sort of like planned out throughout the series.
Yeah. Plus also just how formal and kind of enjoyable it was. Yeah.
All right. Awkward little bit of a pause there, but every podcast needs that. It's great. It builds the tension, It's great work, great work. This is my first podcast, and this is Jesus's first podcast.
I
And
can tell.
Jesus was sort of brought in literally like a few hours ago. My other caster unfortunately got really sick and could not make it here tonight. So
that's all right.
I've just discovered that Bree's actually been trying to talk to me, and I haven't even realised for the past hour.
So finally, Jesus hasn't noticed for the last hour that I've been trying to communicate with him through chats, so that we can actually get through the podcast. It's great. It's amazing.
I'm a fantastic co-caster. I think you just get rid of Bree free.
Exactly. Just bring back in stress. Yeah.
So If you had one skill that your team has taught you, what would it be?
Ooh.
Probably patience, to be honest. I mean, with some people on the team, I'm not going to name names here, but they can be a bit annoying sometimes with the plays they make. And being like, I'm sort of the in-game leader for the most part, me and my other support buddy. And again, especially playing a Junkrat, we always have people peeking constantly, and making really dumb plays now and then. So being patient with that has nearly like cost me, perhaps taken years off my life, just the stress from all this. But no, it's a lot of fun. Like, we're all working as a team. We all get along and have a bit of fun about it. So it's all right.
Yeah. Well, mine was slash not tilt so quick when there's people like Applesauce from Paradigm Shift who just fucking shit on everyone. And then also sort of being more like having awareness of everything, especially playing when you're like a main tank Reinhardt, having more awareness of where everyone's positioned and enemy Reinhardt's ult, that different things like that. So just sort of general sort of improvements in play from the start of the season to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that.
I've actually encountered Applesauce in comp a few times. He definitely carries the team. I don't
He's
know
not
why
a
he's stuck
mid-diamond
in the
player, I'll
ranking.
give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paradigm Shift's a really great team. They're really good.
He's
I think
like one of
all
the best
teams
widows.
all teams in the AAOL do their best.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But we will be interviewing a member from Paradigm Shift later throughout this podcast. So, we'll get their side of the story as well. So that'll be great.
Yeah, he'll
yeah.
froth applesauce.
I believe who is it that we are
It's new.
getting? Yeah, it is. It is indeed new. Thank you. All right, Jerry, not getting my memo again, so I will continue to ask and keep this thing alive.
Let's go. Go solo. Be a lone rider. Let's go.
All right, just a final question, or probably final question. For both of you, who is a hero you would like to see nerfed in Overwatch at the moment, and why do you want them to be nerfed?
You can go first.
Well, there's a Reinhardt who's kind of fun. Playing against a decent Brigitte with another enemy Reinhardt's fucking OP. So probably Brigitte want to say nerf to the ground, and so she never gets back up again.
Yeah, well, I'm support main, so personally, I'm not bothered too much by Brigitte, but I've heard my teammates' cries about her. But probably I would say like Tracer. I'm pretty biased because I play Zenyatta, so dealing with good Tracers is like the most annoying thing ever. So I don't know, just if she could have some of her survivability lowered a bit, I think, and a bit of a damage lowered, I think that'd be great, because I'm just sick of getting one clip by Tracers. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but yeah, fuck Tracer basically.
I mean, she is a very powerful hero,
Yeah.
but she does have that like large skill set, and the nerf in her pulse bomb has been, I wouldn't say huge, but it is definitely showing up.
And to be honest, I'm so glad Brigida's here, because I'm so glad Dive's dead and there's no more Brigida Genji. I'm so happy now. Can finally play Zen uncontested for the most part. It's wonderful.
It's good to see a change in the Overwatch.
Yeah, and the other thing was she was always played in like every comp all the time, so it was just sick of playing against her, really.
Hashtag buff Zen. He just got a
please.
nerf.
Yes, buff him back, please.
Bring back Dive. I want to play Winston, not Houston.
Bring back Dive, but not Tracer somehow, please. That's all I need.
I think that with a Tracer nerf, it's actually worse than it originally was thought to be, because now that Brigette's become meta and everyone has over 300 HP, since it could originally like one-shot squishies when they have the Brig armor, it can't even one-shot squishies.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially when you're on a pirate ship, you got that brigade. You can't really kill the Bastion because he's always gonna have the armor on him, so he's just gonna survive.
Yeah. We'll certainly have to see how it pans out, because at the moment, I'm liking this brigade meta a lot more, but I know a lot of tank mains who are really hating it. So it's sort of the coins flipped from supports to tanks, I think.
Give
That's
Zen a jet.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That's what we need.
Or
More
give
maneuverability.
Zen wings.
We're just bringing jetpack cap.
Just make Zen a tank. Just give him 500 health.
I mean,
That's all.
he is a tank. Haven't you been playing with Brigitte?
Oh,
That
true.
health
Yeah.
bar is scary.
Zen wall ride, yes. Zen wall climb,
Well,
please.
have you guys seen the the kind of post, I guess, from Blizzard about Symmetra changes that are possibly
Yeah.
coming through? What do you guys think of that?
It's probably a change for the better. Like, she's barely ever played probably anything above maybe like high plat, unless they're like a Symmetra one trick. So basically changing her whole kit, basically making her a defense hero, is probably make her more played rather than what she was before. Make her more like useful.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be more of a utility DPS rather than an attempted support.
She also probably have that increased skill cap as well. So
yeah.
Well, on one hand, I'm glad she's getting a buff. Sort of the thing with Hanzo getting buffed, I don't want to play against a sim, so I really hope that sim isn't good, because I don't want to play against it. It's like with a Hanzo buff. Now we have to play against Hanzo all the time because Hanzo is really good. So it's sort of double-edged there, but again, new meta is always nice. Changing it around and not staling just dive every time. So I'd like to see more comps, yeah. So I'm happy with the changes.
Just some comments in the chat at the moment.
Oh yeah, those are all my team members. They're just trolling the chat right now.
It's amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
Alright, that's unfortunately all the time we have for you two today. It was great having you guys here. Great effort throughout the Div 3 Bronze Finals. Finally being able to redeem yourselves from your first game in the final game, being able to take out Opgo. That's amazing work.
Yes, it's really an anime plot, I think. It's wonderful. I just like to give a shout out to Darbanana and Halak for their complete dedication to the team, constantly being at every match, really putting in 100%. So shout out to Halak and Darbanana. Otherwise, pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Homer, do you have any shout outs for us?
Bucks, because he's a bot, can go like eat himself.
Dude, we call Bread a bot.
Oh yeah, bread. Yeah,
that's Bread.
Bread calls himself. He calls himself a bot. It's all good.
His Winston suicides. He's a bit notorious for us.
Oh yeah.
But we love you, Bread. We love you.
Alright. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for your amazing work throughout the AAOL Season 3, and hopefully we'll see you guys in Season 4.
Thank you.
Right.
Cheers.
Thank you. I don't know what memo you're talking about, Bree.
What?
So we got the Div 3 winners, Div 3 grand finals.
Yeah, we've got the Div 3 grand final winners ready
and losers
waiting. No. Well, yeah.
Only winners.
No. Definitely both. Ready to join us right now. Let me quickly.
Everyone's a winner in the AAOL,
sure.
obviously.
Everyone is a winner.
Best,
Bronze 3 taking Yonks. Oh wow, rude comments here from some of our members. I'm just gonna just gonna make sure that everyone is ready. The worst thing in the world would be if they weren't. I'm going to get a lot of yeses, I'm sure. We're going to have 3 guests right now, I believe.
Yep, three guests. It's a lot of people.
It's more people than our tape encounters most days.
And
Sebastian Junkrat, one
are
and OCE.
Fuck
Yeah.
applesauce.
oh wow,
Right.
toxic work right here. Already out the
Please
gate
turn
with
off
the
your monitor
toxicity.
and throw it out the window.
Oh what? What's
You'll
wrong?
still win that way.
Oh, I thought you were complaining about like the stream. I was feeling bad for a
No.
second there.
Applesauce, please no.
That's
It's in
all
my
you
house.
get out of the
That's where I
interview
am.
for us.
Here's Infrasight.
Oh no.
Oh
3
man.
a.m. Applesauce has old. Fucking, he's outside your house and he can see through your walls.
That's pretty accurate.
What do you do?
All right, so we are here tonight with the Div 3 finalists for the grand final, which was Jeffrey's Angels being represented by Frankie and Chung Lee, and
Yeah.
Hey.
Paradigm Shift. And the person representing Paradigm Shift is new. I am so sorry. Yeah, it's a nerve-wracking experience. Paradigm Shift, yeah, great team. How are you today, guys?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good.
How's the stream going?
I don't know. Have you been watching?
No, I don't have the internet.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
can't watch 72060. Sorry.
Oh,
I forgot how to turn on my phone and my PC. Sorry.
Yeah.
Quite unfortunate.
Good. I mean, no, you're missing out on great commentary.
Really? Feels bad.
Not from me.
There was so there were some people in the interview room that were like watching it, and we could hear it through their mic. So that was
Oh yeah.
It's about all we could hear.
Something about food. That was the most important part for me.
Oh yeah. What's your
Food.
favorite food? I heard this question.
Oh yeah. What is
yeah.
your favorite food? Let's just have a little bit of an icebreaker.
I just had some real shit lasagna. So that's not my favorite food
Lasagna
right now.
without bechamel sauce on it.
So
No,
like at
with
school,
You
Bechamel
heathen
sauce.
chung.
at school at the canteen, every day they sell one little apple pie for $2. That's probably my favorite thing on the planet.
So there's one at your
Nice.
school, and the first
yeah,
person
that's
there gets
one.
it.
Yeah, literally, and I get there every time because the teacher's student. No, I'm
Hell
the
yeah,
teacher's,
man.
I'm the teacher's son. Yeah, I'm the teacher's son.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yeah.
I was just like, hell yeah, being a teacher's pet was like the best. And now it's just like, now I'm the son. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Gotta enjoy the
Fair enough.
small things or big things, depending on how you see it.
I mean, apple pie is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Must be a
Yeah.
very interesting canteen. And mine never had any sort of
Mine-
apple pie.
Yeah, mine's like they sell 8 plates of spring rolls and like
Wow.
some weird. Like
Hell yeah.
every day there's a different special with different. It's quite interesting.
Back when I was at high school, we used to have like on Wednesdays at lunchtime hot dogs with cheese.
I actually hate
You
all
get
of
for
them.
something like $3. I was so
Delicious.
happy about that, man.
Yeah, like hot dogs are nice, but every time I bite into it, I'm like, oh god.
You just
What-
want to
what
die.
am I
It's
actually
like,
eating?
It tastes
Like-
like poverty.
It does, but you know what? I was okay with dealing with that because high school was anyway.
Fair enough.
It brings you out of the pain.
Yep. That's why food's important with this world.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty accurate.
Alrighty, so you guys, Div 3, Grand Final, played yesterday during, I think it was during the day?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
we,
we did.
we made it early because we wanted to do our end of game a day early
Ah,
for
yes.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that Jeffrey's Angels was the same. You guys wanted to do it early so you could do all of your
Yeah, we
open div
did.
games?
The team that were originally meant to fight yesterday wasn't actually able to show up.
Ah.
They had
And
some
that
sort
was
of
the
team
exact same
complication.
story for
Yeah,
that was the
man,
same
it
thing.
was so weird. So we were just like, "Hey, do you guys just want to move it forward?"
Oh.
Yeah, the team we were versing also their team didn't show up. So our team didn't
Yeah,
show
that
up,
was-
theirs didn't show up.
Oh, that was
so,
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams.
a lot of issues.
in the open div right now. The ones that can't make it into the top 16 kind of just.
Yeah. People are
Forfeit
definitely.
out.
I think a lot of people forfeited this week because of Mother's Day and not having the numbers.
Yeah,
That too.
very true.
Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Yeah.
Especially Free Free. Wink.
Shout out
Hi,
to
Mum,
my
if you're
mom.
watching this, and you know I love you.
Shut up, PogChamp mothers.
Yeah. But especially Bree Free's mother.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You just love my mom
For
that
helping
much.
Bree exist.
For always being there for the boys.
Always being there for the boys.
For the
Yeah.
big boys.
Shout out to
Alrighty, yeah.
Munch, mum of the AAOL. Yeah, Munch is the mum of AAOL. Give a shout out to Munchki. He's basically
Yeah,
the mum of
yeah.
AAOL.
I agree.
Oh god.
Given his broken W keys.
He is lovely though. He would have been here tonight, but he went out to dinner. Otherwise, we'd have Mama Munch in here right now.
Aw.
Alrighty, let's get into some questions.
Yeah.
So, what was the toughest challenge for your teams during this season?
Applesauce.
Applesauce. Yeah.
Applesauce was a very big challenge, it seems.
Yeah. Applesauce was a challenge.
Care to elaborate for the viewers?
Oh well, actually, that probably is a pretty decent point. Probably one of our biggest challenges, if you're talking on that sort of level, is
Yeah, give away all the strats.
going up against widows. Don't play widow against our team unless you want to win. Basically, is the story there, because we can't play against widow
It's
at
a
all.
great bit of information to give out to people right as you're like,
Yeah.
you know,
Reckon-
going into your open div, like, you know,
No,
last
no,
week.
yeah.
Definitely
It doesn't
make
matter.
sure that all the open div teams know that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
reckon we
make sure
kind
to
of
call.
specialize certain characters, and we're still in the process of making all of that work. So instead of tiptoeing out towards the next, I guess, group of characters that might be similar or might be expanding on things, we're just kind of like sticking to what we know.
Do you think your team has a large player pool? No, in terms of characters that they can play.
I'd say pretty decent player pool. Hero pool, but not really like the heroes themselves aren't actually strong, you know.
We're kind of overlapping in some areas, I reckon.
A lot of
Like
Symmetra one
like
tricks.
our main DPS Sam, he plays like fucking Farah, Hanzo, and like McCree, Soldier occasionally, Reaper occasionally. Like that's
all
that's not
amazing
exactly-
He mostly plays projectiles though,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
reckon that
Yeah,
our other
very
DPS
projectile.
also, our other main DPS also plays a lot of projectile based
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Jeffrey,
So
Jeffrey's Angels would probably know that that Chung Li was a projectile main in season
Oh,
1 of
yeah.
AAOL, right?
projectile one trick.
One
actually.
trick.
Um,
yeah.
I'm sorry, what is this? All I know is Feed Heart.
No, Junkrat only. I was a
Junkrat
Junkrat
only. Season 1.
Hell yeah.
Chung Li.
Yeah, that's me. Chung Li with the
This is
Junkrat.
news to me. I'm gonna make sure the team finds out about this, and maybe we can make him less of a feeder this way. I don't know.
Nah, that won't
It's not gonna
change.
It's not gonna happen.
Feels bad.
And you, what do you think your greatest challenge for Paradigm Shift's greatest challenge was?
Well, for the overall AOL
Yeah.
or as a team?
Well, as
in
a
general?
team.
Well, a lot of what we've been going against is definitely comms. We're very clustered comms, and we like in the middle of a team fight, we'll start screaming like "fuck yeah, guys! Yeah, we did it!" I don't know, like a lot of people that go over our VODs kind of always say clustered comms, like 100% every time. But somehow it works, and somehow we do things and kill people. And another one of them in the AOL, it was probably our last game against Jeffrey's Angels week before this. Our team didn't adapt to the new meta.
Yeah.
Like we definitely didn't understand, you know, what was the good picks, where to run Baguette, the DPS compositions, like running Soldier into Baguette, like don't do that. Like that's a bad idea. Like too
Hello,
much armor.
yes, I was that baguette.
Exactly. And that's why we did get that one loss. It was pretty disappointing. Most of our team was very annoyed at that, and we're very frustrated at that we lost a game.
I think a lot of people were frustrated with the meta change.
Yeah, it was it was very different. Like some maps were running dive and it just wasn't cutting it. Like we would just get shut off instantly, and I don't know. It's something that just going over a VOD with our coach instantly improved, and now we're back in it, smashing teams.
Just a quick heads up, by the way. I think Chung might be lagging a little bit.
Oh, that's great.
Nice
we
try.
do have a comment in the Twitch chat right now saying that New's greatest challenge was getting around his scuffed internet.
Oh, okay. So I'll
Please
give you a heads
elaborate.
up. So my download speed is 0.5 megabit per second, and
Sorry, I'll be right back. Gonna go puke.
so I kind of I live in a house with a family, and my sister and my dad, everyone just loves to watch YouTube and go on all that awesome social media,
Netflix and Hulu, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I pretty much bought. So going into OpenDiv, I decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I went down to my local IT store and I bought a 30-meter Ethernet cable, and I plugged that shit right into my PC, and most of the lag is gone, but I can't play from anywhere before 8 p.m. because it's just chaos. Yeah,
I feel
have
you.
really bad internet.
I have the same thing, man.
Yeah,
I can't play
as we
like
can
anytime.
see right now, as we can hear right now, Tate's internet is not the greatest.
And it's 9:30. Feels bad.
I mean, here I actually, if you look in the interviewers chat, I just did a speed test.
And there's an interviewers chat.
Yeah, you can't see it.
I
'Cause you're not
want
an
to
internet.
vomit. Those numbers are gross.
Yeah, so a lot of our scrims, it was kind of like, guys, can we quickly pause for 10 minutes while I try and get my system internet? And then, yeah, it was like a lot of difficulties there, and I sometimes just wouldn't even tell my team. I'm like on 200 ms, and we're losing the fight, and it's like I'm in the back, and I'm just like, fuck you, I can't do anything.
What was some experiences from other games that you thought you bring into Overwatch to improve your Overwatch ability, like right from the start?
Oh, who wants to answer this first?
I mean, I played a lot of Halo as a kid. And while that was on console for me personally, that at least got me used to the idea of FPS and how FPS worked. So playing multiplayer in that and even the PvE section, just I guess it just made it so that I had an experience and an understanding in that.
Do you think it
as
helped
for Chung, I reckon it has nothing to do with games and everything to do with the fact that he has crap internet.
Hell yeah, that's me. Shit internet. Number one worst internet in Brisbane, actually. That's me. No, other games for me, I've never played an FPS game before Overwatch.
Oh, I'm much the same.
I can also vouch into that.
I mean,
I've never played an FPS game.
Internet.
First FPS game I
Yellow
played.
Scrubs. Play
Well,
Halo.
I mean, if you guys count Minecraft, I was actually the #1 cannoner in Minecraft for a whole year. So I mean, I played a lot of Minecraft. If that counts.
That counts.
I definitely brought, a lot of PvP from Minecraft into Overwatch. That's definitely why I'm good at DPS.
Sure.
Definitely.
I think those two.
Just like Dante, he just
Yeah, exactly.
used his inner Dante.
His inner Dante, mining the minerals to make those Junkrat mines. Definitely just, I don't know, man.
Maybe that's what Chung Lee should have done. Then he'd still be able to play, Junkrat.
I think Chung was probably looking at the opponent too much. If he went around a wall and possibly off the outside of the map, he may have gotten more kills just because, Junkrat.
True.
Very true.
I'm pretty sure most Junkrat's kill cams I've seen have not been looking towards me.
Mm-hmm. So
It always feels like
It's very skill based.
once in a game, all of their mines just align in a straight line and somehow get heaps of kills, and then it's just play. Like it happens once a game, and it's never consistent.
Junkrat just jumps into a grab and takes all the damage that's being thrown out at the same time and passives everyone to death. Actually seeing that happen, I was so tilted.
I just wish my internet was better. Yeah. That
I
is
vouch
all.
for that.
Every single problem I've ever had in this game. I'd be GM if it wasn't for my internet.
Actually,
No.
alright.
Sure,
I'll have
sure.
you know.
So
No, briefly, we know what you're going to talk about, how you hit Master.
no. So
He's a war vet.
we've
Brief
got
feed, actually. Sorry.
yeah, brief feed. So imagine I'm a genie right now, and I have 3 wishes I can grant, but 1 to each of you. What would your wish be?
Oh, okay.
Get free feel off the Shanghai Dragons, please God. I get tilted when I see him.
Not even a wish for Shanghai Dragons to win, just a wish for him to be off the team.
Listen, they're not okay. I'm gonna say quotation marks all around this. They're not that bad. They actually managed to win 1 map of NYXL, which is like that's kudos to them there, considering how bad of a loss streak they've had.
Yeah,
But
Dallas got-
free throw, I swear to God, is definitely a problem for them. I may as well just bench him and constantly have Sky. If I could actually get a wish, it would probably just be like endless lasagna.
Ooh, endless
I
lasagna.
reckon
With
I'd be
bechamel
able to
sauce.
play. No, delete bechamel sauce from the planet, please. But just like endless lasagna, I think I'd play better because I never have to worry about eating food or anything like that. I just always have lasagna with me. It'd be the best.
Would it be a specific type of lasagna? Or could we like trick you into being like, oh, it's vegetarian lasagna, or like it's extremely meaty and greasy lasagna?
I mean, if it tastes good, I guess I'll eat it. Vegetarian would be pretty
Oh.
boring, though. I reckon.
I mean, wouldn't it just be a sort of situation where it's like, oh, I can't be bothered getting up, and it's like, oh, there's endless lasagna here. It's fine.
I mean, I don't know how you go about it. Logistics behind it are pretty impossible. So
That's
I
a lot
guess
of calories.
yeah, but like it's lasagna though. What are you bitching about?
I don't know. In my household,
If I-
lasagna's never actually been that good. So.
endless diabetes.
Okay, that's what bacon is for,
Mm.
and I'm 100% okay with dying that kind of a death.
That's
Just for bacon.
It's not
Just
fun.
for bacon.
I don't know.
Chung Li, what would your wish be?
Chongli? Come in.
I wish I had better internet.
Oh, not better. Are you saying you would use your 1 wish on better internet and not on the best internet?
The
That's all
delay.
I have hope.
Probably we'll never know.
He's lagging that hard. He just can't even
pretty
reply.
much. I want to die. I wanna die.
So we're going to chalk it up to Chung Li wants the best internet in the world, free of charge.
Yep,
Ooh.
yep,
There we
sure,
go.
sure.
There we go.
That's the one.
Uni students obviously want their free internet.
Hell yeah.
Alright,
I don't want to go to uni to get it. Feels
Yeah.
bad.
and New, what would your 1 wish be?
So my wish was pretty much the exact same as Chongli's, but I've changed it now, and I wish for Australia to all have fiber to the premise,
Oh,
and everyone can all be
he's
happy.
caring about all of us,
and-
guys.
For free.
That's
It would
gross.
actually make OC servers good again.
Yeah.
Back to when hard competitive games happened. Back
Thank
before
OC
Mercy came in
servers.
and destroyed Overwatch. Back before any of that,
Just click the
everyone
head,
would be
lol.
happy. Or it would be the Mercy buff never happened. That threw a lot of people out of the game, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Junkrat buffs are actually the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
buffs to grace the game, though. Let's be honest. Let's be real.
Yeah, so mine's probably better internet. It is 100% for whole Australia, everyone.
Thanking you.
Yeah, praise me.
Praising you. Yeah.
Crazy bee.
What's the next question, Briefree, huh? All this,
Fuck.
Alright,
this-
alrighty.
DM in the chat.
Alrighty.
Don't get quiet on
alrighty.
us.
Calm down, folks. Calm down.
Yeah.
What are some strategies you think your team did really well throughout the AOL?
Bastion strat. Bastion strat. Hell yeah.
Bastion
Let's go.
strat. Okay.
We just
Bastion
kind of
on
like
attack on Anubis strat. That's the one. That's the one.
okay, but also Junkertown. The number of times that we won that was honestly kind of stupid.
No, the number of times we won Junkertown when we almost get full held is stupid. We
No, I
almost
mean,
get full
when
held first
Sky
point.
plays Bastion. When Sky plays Bastion, we're all good.
Yeah, that shit's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah. But no, really, like, we almost get full... I'm pretty sure we've almost gotten full held on Jungle Town like 2 or 3 times now. Once against you guys, Paradigm Shift last week. And then we somehow just win the map.
Wait. Full held? Wait.
Oh, we almost got full held first point on that map.
Oh yeah, because we spawned camp door, right? Is that what
Uh,
you're doing? Or
No, on attack. We almost got full held.
oh,
No,
okay.
you guys were just on that bridge for ages, and we just couldn't seat you guys back.
There's
any
one
further?
one part of that game where I jumped off the bridge that you go out of on the first attacker's point.
Oh, that one.
I jumped off the bridge, landed on the ground. Before I hit the ground, I died. I was playing Orisa. I fucking like forced halfway through and everything. I'm just dead.
We watched the VOD of that yesterday, and like the noise that Chung made as he watched himself die from the perspective of one of our healers, or other healer rather, was like the noise of a man in such pain.
I'm pretty sure I made the same noise watching it back.
Probably.
That's what I mean.
I was just like, oh my god. Oh, you don't understand the pain of that game. Oh.
It
Never
was
wanna
a
live
very
through that
painful,
again.
painful game.
Yeah, anyway, you guys in that game were really good, and I am honestly surprised that we even won a map, let alone won that.
Thank you,
match.
thank you. Yeah. What I was gonna talk about was especially doing that on Anubis first point defense. Like our Widow is really good, but has bronze positioning
applesauce.
according to our coach. So he's currently under supervision, having personal vods of his positioning. And like definitely, I think our coach is the number one thing that's carrying us right now.
Oh, yeah,
Joel?
shout out.
Yeah, definitely to Joel if you're out there. Best coach AU, leader of Preds, actual god. just the insight to the team compositions that he makes us run. Like everything always goes super smooth. It's yeah. He knows a lot, and I don't know. It's just every time we run a position that he calls, it's just easy clap. It's really nice.
Do you think Applesauce will be getting that 150k contract soon?
Yeah, Applesauce is pretty insane. Like,
Shipped
well,
off to America.
yeah,
Got
we
a Burbank.
scrimmed. We scrimmed against Knock Predators, and we went against their DPS Widow, and it was kind of like a bin the whole time. Yeah. So Apple's new to our team as well, and we obviously didn't expect this out of him. Like, we're literally just trialing him, and he's now just pretty much
Wait, so he'd
golden
been
Widow.
Duck Fred's widow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great work.
Where did Applesauce come from? You play like what other games you play for Overwatch?
Hookups.
He played a lot of PUBG.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, then
and-
chicken dinners.
Yes. And he has a lot of game hours on Overwatch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he has 500 hours on Genji
Gross.
and 110 hours on Widow. Like, yeah, it's kind of yeah. So his aim is definitely like super good, but his positioning and like comms are pretty lacking there.
Yeah, righto.
Those are much easier to perfect though than your aim.
Yeah.
Apparently, he actually came from a kebab stall,
Yeah. According to
and
tradition.
I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, how could kebabs forsake me this way?
Yeah, kebabs are pretty good though.
That's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Stolen Picnic's mum.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Shout out to everyone's mom.
Yeah. Shout out to my mum as well.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
you.
I love News Mom too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, John.
Aww.
Hey.
Yeah, winky face.
We've got one more question to be
Alrighty.
delivered by Jesus here.
Ooh.
Yep.
Jesus himself.
Well, this one might not apply to everyone, so I'll just ask it more generally. What is your go-to guilty pick hero?
Mercy.
Don't lie to
That's
me.
toxic.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Do not lie to me.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I just play all my guild. I don't really like. I don't know. I don't have any guilty pick heroes. I just play them.
Tracer,
you know?
because you're not good.
Tracer,
at Tracer.
actually, yeah, that probably is one. But even still, like, I'll just play if no one's. I mean, if no one's playing tank, which is a pretty rare occurrence, I'll just play Tracer. You know, like, it's just like I don't know if I really have any guilty picks. It's just like.
By guilty pick, do you mean like when you pick it in comp, you kind of just like, oh shit.
Yeah, you feel a bit guilty about it because like it's maybe a hero that people don't want, or you know.
Oh, okay. Well, mine's Torbjorn on attack on escort maps. I played 100% on payload.
If we've learned anything from Defran, Torb is the best hero in the game.
Definitely. So, you know, every night I study, I watch the friends streams, I learn, I feel the energy, I feel the juice coming to me. And, you know, Defran just teaches me, you know, all those Torb I don't even know, but like honestly, Torb is one of my most played with Hanzo and Junkrat, so I have a pretty toxic hero pool.
I studied the Torb memes coming from you at some stage very soon.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So mine's probably Torb on attack, but overall I'm a insane flex. Like I can play every hero. So
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, little known fact: season 5, when I made my huge climb from like gold to diamond,
You played Mercy.
No, fuck that. I did. I think I might have a bit. Maybe it was season 6, whenever Mercy was buffed. I don't know. But I basically one-tricked Bastion for like I think it was like between 5 and 10 hours. It was so fun. It was so much fun. I've never had so much fun playing Overwatch in my life. Just like you know, attack Lunar Colony or something. Just whip out the Bastion. Hell yeah.
Attack?
Yeah, I know. I pretty much one-tricked him. Just to play him any time.
You like wanted to one-trick all of the super niche characters, like
And
you know,
I did.
Bastion,
I'm getting all the gold
Junkrat before he got before he got buffed. May. You know, you're probably gonna Torb. You're probably gonna go into into Ana and Symmetra, like super into them.
Yeah. Bit of Sombra, maybe Doomfist.
Oh no, definitely.
Sombra's buff now.
Yeah,
so
it's
he's not as
Doomfist is
bad
good
anymore.
now. Just no. Now you can start playing all the dive heroes.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. You can start learning all the dive heroes like Genji and.
Dive heroes are a massive int right now. So...
Exactly, it's perfect for you, man.
Perfect. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I remember season 6 when Junkrat got buffed, and you know, at the time I was playing on a little laptop, 40 frames a second on 480p.
Hell yeah.
So obviously, yeah, I came from plat and I fell into gold, and I remember one night I kind of just said, "Fuck yeah, this buff has happened, and I don't need the aim." And I played Junkrat for like 40 or 30 consecutive hours in like the span of 4 days. I went from gold to master with a 76% win rate.
Disgusting.
Nice.
Gross.
I mean, amazing.
Who would play Junkrat? Come on.
It was.
I think we've all played Junkrat before.
Yeah, it's.
I think we've
I
all
don't know.
had that moment.
I feel like half your brain turns off, and you kind of just.
Wait, Junkrat players have half a brain, at least.
Oh fuck.
Reported.
Toxic.
Wait till Jake finds you.
That's fine. He doesn't play Junk anymore. He plays Tracer.
He's pretty bad at Tracer. I remember in an interview he was like, "I play Tracer to create space for Linksa." Literally.
Yeah.
Just for Linksa, that's it.
I mean, fair enough though. Lynx is pretty good.
Lynx is definitely amongst one of the best DPS in the world.
Alright, well, that's all the time we have for the Div 3 Grand Final players.
Jeez, it took like half an hour.
Yeah.
I thought the ones before us took a long time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
The first one was like 5 minutes. Feels bad.
Yeah. Well, we had less people to talk to as well. 3 people, kind of time adds up. Time adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go follow the paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift. Thank you for showing up, New, and congratulations for winning Div 3. You guys did amazing. Yeah, you get your loot boxes. Unfortunately, no, definitely earned them. And it was great having you guys in the AAOL Season 3. Hopefully, we'll have you in Season 4. Thank you to Jeffrey's Angels. You did amazing Div 3. Second place. So much better than
Second
you did
place.
last year. Last season.
Yeah.
So much
yeah,
better.
yeah.
It's great.
Dream
Um,
Team represent,
What did we get last season?
Interrobang
I wasn't
represent,
there.
me and
Next
Briefly.
season, I'm hoping that we can go into the higher divs
Oh, definitely, definitely.
because, to be honest, it kind of felt
Like
very
Chung-Lee's
easy.
team was really bad. Is that what you're trying to say?
it was
I'm
like every
sorry,
team.
I'm a
It
bot.
was pretty sad.
Only,
No
only
offense.
take to
Everyone
take
did-
a game off Paradigm Shift, by the way.
Everyone did the best that they could. It was great. Thank you everyone that joined us in Div 3 for AOL Season 3. Hopefully we will see all of you in in Season 4 for another great season of AAOL. We are sadly going to say goodbye to the Div 3 grand finalists of Chung-Lee, Frankie, and you. And hopefully these guys have a good night.
You
Thanks,
too,
man.
man.
Cheers.
See ya.
See ya.
See you later.
Thanks, guys. That went for quite a while.
It
So do we
did
have
indeed.
do we have the Div
is-
1 finalists?
Well, we're meant to be doing the Div 2 bronze.
There is no Div 2 though. That's the
Yeah, there
thing.
was.
They're not still here.
Yeah, they are. Queso.
They are.
Yeah.
Queso.
From
Oh,
from
shit.
Empire. How
Queso.
rude!
I didn't see him. I didn't see him with the above thing. Okay, well let's bring
How
Queso in. There.
very, very rude there, Tatum.
Just gonna point out, obviously, Div 2 bronze is really important because our viewer count just jumped by 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Div 2 bronze must be the most important game of the entire league.
Alright, moving Queso in right now.
He's muted himself.
Yeah. Hey, dude, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty alright. It's been a long, nearly 2-hour stream so far.
Wow, really long hauling this day.
People really like to talk, and it has been great talking to everyone.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So at the moment we have Queso here representing Div 2 Bronze Finals, Empire Esports.
Hello.
How have you guys been doing so far? Like, how are you guys doing in? Well, you guys are in Open Div. How are you guys doing with that at the moment?
Yeah, so actually kind of all right. At the end of stage 1 of AAOL, a lot of our players left for various, other commitments and things. So we had to really undertake a really big restructuring. We had to get in a bunch of new players, and probably in about 2 weeks, I think we managed to get an entirely new roster ready. And so yeah, it was, it was a pretty big task to get a whole new team essentially. And I think that's sort of reflected in a sort of first couple of weeks' performance, not necessarily up to scratch, but I mean to finish overall in bronze, pretty decent, I think. And going into hopefully the next season of AAOL, we should do all right. But as for Open Div, we now have 2 teams. So our main team, Equestrius, is doing pretty decently. I think last check we're in top 10, so good chance to get into the playoffs. But again, that's subject to the final week of Open Div, and the other teams getting there as well. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. It seems that you're doing quite well for yourselves, and it's great to see a lot of our teams in the AOL progressing further into the professional league, I guess, with Open Div.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the AAOL really does have a good, like a sort of good,
starting
not necessarily niche, but a starting point. Yeah. It really encourages people to sort of try to improve not just individual skill, but in terms of teamwork and coordination and sort of test what you can do within the game, and I really like that aspect of it because it's probably the first instance that most people will have to in an organized team environment rather than just ladder or quick play, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it is quite good for us to bring a lot of people together and create like a solid community.
Yeah, I mean, and purely on that as well, like, yeah, because you do bring in all these different teams and people having, different expectations and things, you do build a little community and a little, area for everyone to sort of work together to improve themselves, both individually and in their teamwork as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's start up with a pretty basic question we've been trying to ask most of the teams at the moment. Just to get a generalization of how the teams feel. Which is what was your toughest challenge throughout this season of AAOL?
I think the biggest challenge is to keep your entire team motivated. I think that if you suffer some setbacks, I think people can become sort of disenfranchised with the whole thing pretty quick. I'm not too sure whether, like a really long, protracted sort of, competition can sort of, it's hard to keep all of these players motivated for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And to keep, you think, okay, well, we lost, but what did we learn from that? Rather than, your sort of more immediate, well, we lost, and therefore we should just get angry, or, we should feel down on ourselves that we, just can't do it. And I think that's the biggest obstacle to overcome, making sure that everyone realizes that you can't expect in, maybe 2 weeks, as we sort of had, 2 weeks essentially of losing both of our games. You can't expect, for a team to form and immediately, be incredibly effective, and that you need that time and you need all of the practice and, the game's service practice and, extraneous to that, like, scrims to improve yourself and so that you make the most of every single game. And I think that's the hardest challenge, just to keep everyone willing and interested to participate for the whole time. And I mean, literally our team is, prime example of that. Literally half of the team decided that they, wanted to take a break, had other obligations, and essentially left us with, like 3 players out of, 11 or whatever we had before. And then we had to find a whole new team essentially. So I think that was the hardest thing, keeping everyone motivated to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a lot of teams, especially in the OCE community, quickly fall apart or disband because of simply a bad week or a bad match, where easily the teams start to attack each other, and one after another, they just kind of all drop out for the same reason rather than like trying to talk it out and resolve the issue together. And it's quite sad, especially when our team goes for quite a few months, which is a long time. In the lifespan of a team in such a young game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that it's the individual dissenter that can perhaps really cause issue. Like, if one person feels like, I mean, I think I spoke about it during the one of the finals last night. If one player thinks I'm putting in 100%, but we're not getting wins, right? Then that means that my team is doing something wrong. Like, I'm putting in as much effort as I can possibly do, and yet we're still losing, or we're not seeing any success. What's going on here? Clearly, my team is to blame, and so you get a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit angry, a little bit, collectively a little bit tilted. And that's the sort of source of a lot of dissent, I think. And people, yeah, and then you sort of spread that on. It's like, well, I'm putting in all this effort, I'm putting in all this work, and yet here we are still clearly not, getting any wins or anything. And then, you attack each other, and then teams, as you said, like teams just fall apart because of that. Everyone just thinks, well, I'm doing the best I can. Why isn't the rest of the team? Rather than maybe sitting down and, hashing it all out, saying like, look, these are my concerns. How can we, improve ourselves and, stay together as a unit? Because as you said, it's really, really sad when, a team that stayed together for months falls apart.
Yeah. What have you done to overcome this issue or get past it?
I think, we're coming on to, so this, our current roster has been, it's been a little bit hard because the AAOL and Open Division have different player requirements and stuff. So we've basically had 2 rosters, but in order to keep everyone together, you just need to be upfront, and everyone just needs to speak their mind. I know that sometimes players have bad days, players get angry, and players will attack each other, and there's always that requirement for someone who is a neutral third party to make amends. You need someone that you can talk to who perhaps doesn't have stakes in the team, who you can bring your concerns up with, and then they can perhaps that third party, a sort of neutral, sort of mediator, can help to bring bereaved parties sort of to an equitable outcome. And at the end of the day, you can't force people to be you need to stay in the team, or this team is worth your time. But you have to think that if you've been together for months, or you've been together for a month, what's the harm in sticking it out and seeing if there's any progress? But ultimately, if you feel like there's absolutely no possible improvement that you can make, then sometimes perhaps leaving a team for new pastures is perhaps an okay outcome. And yeah, it's hard though. I think it's really difficult to keep everyone motivated.
Definitely. All right. Unfortunately, we are going into a lot of overtime right now, due to having a lot of people. So we will ask one more, little bit of a goofy question.
Okay.
It's just who is a hero you would like to see buffed, and why would you like to see them buffed?
A hero I want to see buffed. I don't know. See, it's a really difficult question. I have a lot of concerns with the direction of the game at the moment. I don't necessarily think that I think the problem is power creep in the game. Everyone just seems to be getting stronger and stronger. And if you think in terms of buffs, that's probably maybe a bit of an issue. I think that there's just nerfs across the board that are necessary. But if you want to buff a single hero, it'd probably have to be Ana, because all of the supports are fairly viable now, but Ana still has a little bit of a way to go before being, sort of in an equal standing amongst all the other support. So I think that if there's any one hero that needs a buff, it's probably Ana. I think everything else is in a fairly decent spot. But there's a lot of different things that can be said about. I mean, Brigitte, the addition of Brigitte, come on.
Yeah, buff Brigitte.
buff Brigitte. She really needs. She's not really that viable at the moment.
This is just a quick question. Do you think that the upcoming Ana buffs will bring her back into the light, or do you think it's not enough?
So what? 14 ammo clips and the heal through.
Yeah.
I don't think it's probably. I don't play Ana as much as I'd like, but I don't think that having an additional 4 ammo will necessarily do that much. I mean, it's still hard to hit shots. It's still hard to be a consistent healing output. So maybe a reduction in cooldown on Biotic Nade could provide a really substantial buff if they want to, sort of mercy. I don't say nerf, but there was really a buff, wasn't it? That resurrect change. Like if they really want to go like strong-handed, just reduce the cooldown on that Biotic Nade, because that provides so much utility, and she'll get picked up a lot more because of that, I think. But no, I don't think the current iteration of buffs are probably enough.
I think we are seeing a lot more Anas played at the moment due to Brigitte being played with the 3-2-1 or even just 3-3 composition at the moment, to try and counter it.
I mean, AoE healing is the bane of, I think, a lot of, like the bane of the game at the moment. If you have Moira to spray everyone with healing, Lucia to heal everyone in a radius, and a Brigitte who, whenever she presses M1 on an enemy, heals everyone in a radius. Like, everything is just continually getting healed. You don't need that focus healing. So yeah, Bionade definitely still has at least some level of like counterplay to that. But if it was on a shorter cooldown, you could really get a lot of value out of it. And as a support, perhaps with, theoretically high healing potential, but because it's so hard to make her useful, that Bionade would just see her usefulness skyrocket, I reckon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for the moment with Queso and Empire. You guys did so well, going 2-0 against Nock for the finals, for the bronze finals of AAOL. Amazing work throughout the season. Hopefully, we will see you guys in season 4.
Yeah, definitely, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming tonight as well, and thank you to all the other Div 2 teams that have been around and have been supporting the AAOL that we didn't get a chance to interview tonight. And yeah, thank you to the chat for still sticking around. It's been just over 2 hours now.
All right. Thank you so much. So I'll let you move on.
Do you have any shout outs before you leave? Everyone's basically been given a shout out.
Shout out. Well, a shout out to Pazlos, of course, because he is an absolute god. And best of luck to him. I think he's making a move towards GM, and he is incredible. So best of luck to him.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye. All right. Now moving on to our finalists for Div 2. Let me just... Subred. Yes, I'm adding Subred. He is coming in right now. I'm just asking him to hop into one of the channels, and I will be moving him. There we go. Just need to unmute. Hey, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing very good, thank you.
Good to hear, man. So Div 2 Grand Finals. No hero limit. Previously known as Ascendance?
Ascendance, yep.
Yeah. Big change since stage 1 during the Swiss bracket.
Yes, indeed. A lot of new players too. Like, honestly, the roster as of week 1 is nothing.
It is.
It's nowhere near
absolutely
similar.
Completely different. I think there's maybe 2 people that are the same since the beginning?
I think 3.
3?
Dank Knight, Super Duper, and Telecat.
Because I know there were a few that were on Resurgence at one point. So, yeah.
So the team was essentially formed as, I guess, probably best described as Sharp's dream team. And then
Sharps.
And then after some internal conflict, Sharp, who was the team captain at the time, left, and I was moved up to take his place. And as a result, the entire team just slowly kind of fell apart. But As of stage 2, I think we started to get
You're here
our
now?
stuff together. Yeah.
Here now,
mean-
stage, Div 2 champions, first place. Am I right?
And yep, definitely. And I
Good.
think we're looking good to go further into the future. Like
Yeah, definitely. Open Div?
currently we are, I think, 6-2. One of
Oh.
which our main tank slept through.
Ooh, not good, not good.
Yep. Thanks,
Yeah.
mate. That's you.
That's on you, bud. That's okay.
Look, we're still pretty strong right now. I think that we've got a good chance of making playoffs, considering we're 10th right now. So
It all comes down to who you're up against next week and how well you do against them. Obviously, you're going to be up against some very strong teams.
Yep.
So, just see how that goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Open Div, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of an insight. Sorry, this isn't talking about AAOL. Jerry and I have bets on and off throughout Overwatch, and having him here as a caster is great. And we had a little bit of a bet of about Open Div, and Jerry, do you want to tell them what our bet was?
So we've had a bet. This isn't the first bet. But this one is if Bin Chickens, which I believe are current number 1 of Open Div, and will
They're
probably
incredibly strong.
yeah, they're very good players. The bet was whether Team Graspers could take a map off Bin Chickens.
And Jerry, have you looked at the match results?
No, I have not. But I can tell from your attitude what the result is.
Bin Chickens has gone 3-1 against Teen Graspers. Amazing victory for them, but I believe that is a victory for me when it comes to this bet.
That is a victory for you.
That is a victory for me. I wish I had bet something a bit better.
I think $20 worth of pizza is pretty damn good.
$20 worth of pizza is pretty good.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the next season of Contenders. I reckon it'll be a big step up.
I think it will be too. I think more people being, around, very involved. It's going to give us more of a light. I think the biggest issue is, I don't know if it's going to be an issue, but with the fact that people that were already in Contenders immediately get into trials, which then locks out a lot of spots for people in Open Div.
I think it makes sense for other regions, but not so much OCE, which is a bit more of a... Look, I'm not going to say our Contenders is the best.
No, but we definitely had issues with a lot of teams dropping out and getting free wins that push them further into the league when and then not having probably the greatest time in Contenders.
I think we're all talking about one specific team here.
No, we're not going to name them. But yeah, they weren't the only team. There are a few teams that just didn't get many wins throughout Contenders, and it was quite a shame.
Yeah. Just on that note, I think that Open Div and the AAOL almost doubled in the amount of participants between the previous seasons.
Oh, it definitely did.
Yeah, and I think the skill levels in the Open Div and the AAOL drastically increased, which is nice to see because as the OCE community is very small, it's nice to see it develop into something a bit better than it was. Because I remember when I first started my first team, Hawaiian with no pineapple, if anyone remembers that one, there were barely, you could barely get 1 or 2 scrims a week those days anyway. Now it has evolved into something much better. And anyway, my question was, what do you think what's your expectations for the Open Div Contenders? Or what's your prediction, I guess?
Honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, I have no clue. I think that Open Div I think that the AAOL is going to become almost like a stepping stone into Open Division, like a preparation tournament kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what
100%.
I see the AAOL kind of being in the community at the minute. And then I think that Australia is going to improve massively over the next little period. I think that there's a lot of really good teams coming up, and people are starting to get really serious in the community. Not that they weren't before, but I think that there's just a bit more consistency now that the whole scene's settled down a bit.
Yeah.
There has definitely been a lack of it lately, and it definitely has affected the OCE community. And we needed. It feels like we needed some sort of boost from Blizzard to tell us like OCE still matters. And hopefully we will get that sometime soon as well. Like with the changes with Brigitte and making it so that we don't always have to run dive to win essentially. It's good to see that more people are coming back to the game, you know, and we're able to try out new things. People can enjoy the game a little bit better, and it's not all bland, right? But hopefully Blizzard will come back and say like, we care about OCE. We're gonna do something for you guys. Like maybe give us a list of top 500 or something.
I think that OCE, or at least like the current meta, is actually almost more concerning than the dive meta was. Because sure, dive was meta, but at the same time, Reinhardt and Zarya was viable on certain maps like Lijiang Tower Control Center, and then you could run Orisa Hog on quite a lot of maps. It came down. I think that last stage it was actually quite strong in the Overwatch League to have a more diverse team rather than just running dive on every single map. And now with triple support, Ryan, Zarya, Brig being so strong, I'm not sure that there's going to be much flexibility. And it'll be interesting to see how that kind of goes because I think there was a tournament game, X6 Gaming versus Fusion University on the Korean Contenders side of things, and they were doing an exhibition match on the current patch, and it essentially just boiled down to a race between each Zarya and each Zenyatta to see who could get grabbed for Transcendence first, and I think that that could make things a little bit stale in terms of the meta.
I think that's just common throughout all metas, where there's always going to be that hero that the team mostly relies on getting their ultimate or getting a pick or something first. And I can't really see a way for them to get around it at the moment. I'm sure that someone will figure it out, but yeah, it definitely is too strong at the moment.
I found in particular, we weren't really prepared for the maps that we were run on the finals, because control maps recently have been a big problem for us because dive is somewhat strong and Ryan Zarya is also somewhat strong, and at the same time everything's kind of equal, and so it makes it very hard to know what to play. And I think that that's one thing that we, like, No Hero Limit as a team probably needs to improve on, is making sure that we've got comps down for control maps and maps with a lot of high ground as well, because Ryan Zarya comps really aren't that good at utilizing that high ground, which can be really valuable. So we were kind of caught off guard by 8-inch bots on yesterday night when we were playing on maps like Gibraltar and I think it was Ilios. I don't remember exactly. And they put up a good fight on that map. Kind of caught us off guard, but then things turned for the worst.
What do you think gave you the advantage? What do you think what your advantage was over the other teams that allowed you to, I guess, take home the gold?
I mean, we had some. I think it came down to, in the end, incredible supports as well as some absolutely insane DPS plays. Super Duper playing very consistently on the Widowmaker was really important for us. But then once we got to Anubis, it felt like I think that was a comp that we'd practiced quite a lot. We knew how to run the Ryan Zarya, and once we kind of got a map where we could safely run it, it ended up being very, very dominant.
Bree, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, just making sure.
Thought I'd dropped out there for a second.
Yeah, something like that.
Alrighty. Quick, like just a general quick question, because you guys are in open div. Is there an intention? Like, are you guys intending to go professional, or are there any goals that you guys have
look,
leading into professional Overwatch?
As a team, I think it's kind of just been mutually agreed that if we make contenders trials, we'll be happy. Our goal is eventually to make contenders, but I'm not sure that's completely within our grasp right now. But obviously, we want to keep working that direction. So, I mean, just keep hammering things out, see how things go. Hopefully, when Open Div Season 2 comes around, we'll have improved a bit. And, like, if we make contenders trials this season, I'll be happy. I don't expect to make contenders itself. But right now, with the roster we have, we've actually got a projectile player now, which is a new thing for the team. We went all of Stage 1 and the majority of Stage 2 without one. So now with Onage on the team and Aimless moving into the off-tank role, we should have hopefully better luck in being able to edge our way into the victories that we've kind of struggled with.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a more solid lineup at the moment.
Yeah.
You've definitely seen where you needed to fill gaps in your team, and you've brought them out, and it seems to have been working for your team.
Yep.
Let's see. Throughout all of AAOL, obviously we've had a few different metas, I guess, because we had Dive, we had a little bit of like the Orisa Hog, and then we also had, pirate ship meta, and now we're down to what I would call Brigitte meta. Like, let's just face it, it's Brigitte meta. It's always focused around her. She is the pick. It's Brigitte meta. What are some strategies that you think your team did really well? Like, what are some of the metas that you think your team did best on, and why do you think that your team worked so well with those metas?
Well, actually, what I might do first is go over the metas that didn't work for us, because we really, really struggled on Orisa Hog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dank Knight, who is our main tank player, is really not that confident on Orisa.
Orisa, yep.
And
a
that,
lot of people
that
are that way.
combined with, and that ended up becoming a bit of a problem for us. So we were subbing in and out off-tank players in place of main tank players to try and fill the Orisa spot, which didn't really work.
Oh, no.
I think that Dive for us, we started to get better at that towards the end of the season. Originally, we were very weak with that, but then once it really, once we got enough practice and actually started scrimming more regularly and with a more regular lineup, that started working really well for us. Also, picking up more flexible DPS really helped. And then, of course, the most recent meta, we have been scrimming Brigitte since day one. Literally, the moment that we realized that she was going to be available in the AAOL, we started practicing her in scrims, and it worked out incredibly well. I don't think we dropped a single point on Eichenwald in any of our scrims or anything like that, or even AAOL games, just because we were adopted the Brigitte so early on. And because of that, coming into this new meta, we're really prepared, I think. I think we've got a really good chance of making a bit of a splash with that one.
Well, you've definitely proved yourselves in the AAOL, and hopefully you'll be able to prove yourselves in Open Division.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So we'll just have one more question for you before
Yep.
we have to close this up. So if you had to nerf any hero, who would you nerf and why?
Who would I nerf and why? Well, I can't nerf Brigitte because she's now my main. Look, honestly, right now, I think that nerf would probably have to go to Symmetra. Nobody likes Symmetra anyway. Get rid of her. Make her
Really?
worse.
You want to nerf Symmetra?
Just remove her from the game.
Not like Widow or Hanzo?
No, just remove them.
Oh, okay.
Remove Symmetra.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much for having me.
All right, cheers, man. Congratulations to No Hero Limit making it to the grand finals of Div 2, taking out that first place spot 3-0 against 8-inch, I think. Was it 8-inch?
Yep, 8-inch bots.
8-inch bots. Amazing work. Streamed last night, and fantastic effort to 8-inch bots. Amazing team. Did so well throughout AAOL. Hopefully, we will see all of you next season for AAOL, and you'll be working even harder, getting placed maybe even higher divisions, or just.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
Division 1 would be nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully not dropping so many games in the seeding. By the way, the VOD of last night's grand final is on the AAOL Twitch. If anyone wants to watch it, feel free to check it out.
It will be also on our YouTube channel very shortly.
Ah, very true.
It already is.
Already is. There we go. Tate coming in, telling us already is. All right. We'll see you later, dude.
See you, man.
Have a good night. All right. We are going to have one guest for the next one, which will be Royal Eskimo coming in.
Foul play Basilisk.
Foul play Basilisk. Could not get a hold of people from Stygian. So we will be having him in right now. How are you, dude?
I am good. How is everyone on this fine?
I am very tired.
It's been a long one, hey?
It has been 2 hours and 23 minutes. It has been a good 2 hours and 23 minutes, but it has been a very long 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
Until
no
3
one
hours.
no one has to blame but yourself, briefly, really.
All right, so we got here Royal Eskimo from Foul Play Basilisk. Also the manager of Foul Play as a whole.
Owner of Foul Play OCE.
Owner of Foul Play OCE. Please do not feel too much pity, for he has made it to the bronze finals along with his team. Multiple teams that we have seen tonight have been Foul Play. We had Foul Play Phoenix from Div 4 and Foul Play Kraken Div 5. And yeah, now we have Foul Play Basilisk Div 1 bronze finals. Tell us, how did your season of AAOL go for Basilisk?
So it started off like really fucking good. Like I had my team there every week. Like for the round robin thing at the very beginning. In fact, we technically went 6-0 in that. Only losing to
Beta
one
4.
team, Beta 4, but they dropped out. So it was actually kind of like 6-0 really.
Yeah.
We seeded 1 into Div 1. And then we played our first 2 matches and we won them both comfortably. And then we versed Belly Pock like week 3 or something. And we fucking fell. We had like 3 subs that match, and then the next time we had like 3 as well, and then like had a bye after that. So it's just kind of like being plagued by subs for the last 3 weeks, and it's been interesting to see it unfold. Yeah.
And
yeah.
you guys are currently in Open Division as well, like a few of the people we've had tonight. How are you going in that?
Same thing. Start off strong, and then
slowly dropping.
It's just like the fact that we're a diamond, like low diamond, high diamond, low master team.
Low diamond, high master team. Yeah.
Well, no, it's like low master, high diamond team where we've had to deal with like the only way we can ever beat better teams than us is if everyone's there and like we're like got good coordination. Otherwise, we don't do as well. So it's key that we have every player there. Otherwise, we never do as well.
So what is your team's like go-to strategy throughout the AAOL? Like, what was your usual like strategy when it came to matches?
Well, in the dive meta, we like to run, your standard Mercy, Zen, Winston, Diva, and then we like to run a lot of Genji Tracer and a lot of Junkrat, Widow, and a lot of Widow Genji. That was kind of 3 dive comps that we mastered and pretty much played as much as we could.
Just a bit of insight into foul play. How are you dealing with, like, I guess, managing all the different teams, and how do you think they've been doing as a community, I guess?
I mean, I'm not sure if much people know about foul play, but we'd like to get bigger and better. I like to handpick my players based on whether they can prove or not. It's not really about whether you're a sick fucking player. It's more about whether you've got the drives to get better or not.
Yeah. Well, I think in the OCE community anyway, I think pretty much everyone who's been in the scene would know about the foul play teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys deal with feedback? Do you have a coach?
It's mostly team discussion. We'd like to get as much coaching as possible, but it's hard for us to get coaches that we want. Like, there's a lot of people out there who would be willing to coach, but it's whether we've got the right, ideas about what we want to do. Like, we've had Ziggy from ex-Kanga player from Contenders help us out. We've also had Zephyr from Surge help us out. But mostly it's just been me and the team discussing things and coming up with ideas. And it's a lot of just strats on the spot, really.
Yeah. Would you find it's been more helpful to simply discuss it, like go over a VOD as a team, or do you think you had a better experience with someone more like qualified, I suppose, like a coach with a higher level of knowledge?
So the way I see it, well, Ziggy's been absolutely a fucking godsend to us. Like, he's helped us so much. We've improved like leaps and bounds. And when he's not around, we like to discuss things, whether things worked or not, between ourselves. And I like to think that controversy is the best way to improve, because I believe that all my players are smart players, and the fact that we can have like intellectual discussions within our team is really helpful. The fact that like sometimes it gets obviously a bit heated in our discussions in our comms. I'm not sure if anyone's heard our comms, but like sometimes they can get messy. But it's all about really trying to make plays on the spot and make plays when we can. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think coaches are definitely the better way to improve.
What do you think was the one thing that I guess held you back in this division? What could you have done better?
We could have organized. Everyone could have just committed more. I think would have been the number one thing. If we had all our players every week, I think we could have had a different story. The fact that our main tank literally quit halfway through the season was not great. There was a lot of shit behind the scenes that kind of impacted our in-game play, really.
Yeah.
I like to thank all the subs that actually played with us, because they were a big help and when we needed them.
Do you expect to be making playoffs in Open Div with Basilisk, or how do you think you guys are going?
I hope we can. I think we can. We definitely have the potential to. It's just whether we put our heads down and do it.
Yeah.
How many points are you on at the moment with Open Div? 6-2, 5-3?
We are 5-3.
5-3.
It should be pretty easy after this, I think, because we're in the lower tier of matches, so it should be kind of a breeze for us. The fact that we got all our players back now as well, they're all come off their breaks and they're back on, so we should see some swift 3-0s back up to a 7-3, I think.
Hopefully, but there could be very similar teams in a very similar position as you.
I don't think there are.
You never know.
In a 5-3, there's no one that can really contest us.
Oh, really?
In 5-3, no. Papas can't. Psych and Thunder can't.
I think Luna could.
I've never played Luna. Heptagram, we've already beaten. Cascade, no idea who the fuck they are. Jeffrey's Angels, easy. Juice, easy. Palace, never heard of them. But there's a lot of teams I haven't heard of. Kanga Flyers could definitely beat. So I think there's no one really who can contest us in the 5-3 bracket.
Okay.
There's some teams in the 6-2 bracket that we could definitely have some trouble against.
Yeah.
But I think there's also some very winnable games in the 6-2 bracket as well.
Yeah, definitely. Bin Chicken's still strong at the top though.
Yeah, Bin Chickens were the one I put my money on before OpenDiv started. They were definitely going to be number ones in my books.
Unknown, who was a team that probably would have made Div 1, currently ranked 9th in Open Division with 6-2. Really changing their lineup though.
Who?
Unknown.
Yeah. I never had any hopes for Unknown. I think I like Kima as a dude, but I don't think he really had the potential to make a good team.
I think they're doing fine.
Sure.
They have more points than you, don't they?
Yeah, but not by...
They've also got a higher map win rate.
Sure. But I'm pretty sure that this team is not gonna make it to contenders. It's a pretty average below team.
Have to wait and see.
The fact
The
that
last week of OpenDiv is going to be very hectic and very intense. It's going to really even out the scores between all of the teams.
Well, Bin Chickens is guaranteed into playoffs.
Yeah. Absolute monster of a
They
team.
could literally bot the next 2 games and would still make it to playoffs.
I think even if I don't make playoffs, I still think they'll lose to a lot of these teams, especially Interstellar with Stolen Picnic.
Oh yeah,
against Stolen Picnic.
Yeah, nothing against Stolen Picnic.
Shut up, Stolen Picnic's mum.
Yes, so I think there's a lot of teams that are above us who have obviously earned their spot, but I just feel like there's a lot of teams that really haven't shown their face yet, mine included. I think you'll definitely see some changes to foul play in the very near future. To all 3 teams, you'll see some quite big changes that I think are for the better. So there you go. Some announcement there for everyone.
No, little sneak peek.
Yeah, into the future of what's going to happen.
Is there going to be a me in your team? Is that what the thing is?
Pardon, sorry, what was that?
Am I being added to Foul Play Basilisk? Is this you trying to tell everyone that I'm on Foul Play Basilisk?
I usually recruit good players on my teams.
Yeah. So the recruitment part of that.
I like to recruit players who are smart, intelligent, good looking. So.
Okay, I have 2 of those. 2.
2 out of 3. That's not really good enough for my foul play standards.
Fair enough.
You can't go into the stage without looking great.
Look, 2 out of 3 is still majority. That's still a win in AAOL.
Yeah, I like to call you like a feed a player into.
Oh,
what could
okay.
be.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I could make you a good player, maybe. It'll take a while, but I'm sure you could eventually get
Yeah,
there.
some
I believe in everything.
one-on-one sessions.
Yeah,
One-on-one
totally.
session. Coincidentally, I think Foul Play was the first team I ever tried to join, but that was I was actually denied because at the time I had a Mercy One Trick account in like Masters when my actual account was like flat, and yeah, it would have been counted as smurfing, I suppose, even though pocketing a duo DPS is a negotiable level of skill.
I have no idea what you're talking about. If you did apply for Foul
It was
Play,
a long time. If we,
how long ago was this?
A long time ago.
Was this like the very first Foul Play?
Probably.
That's how long ago it was.
Wow, you've really just dug this up out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, there hasn't been much chat between us, so it wasn't. I didn't have to go very far.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Well, I hopefully you understand why
No, yeah, I know. It was a fair point.
No, I think. Well, I think AAOL did kind of fuck up this season though.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to say that there are some teams like Foul Play Kraken and Foul Play Phoenix who should have been put up divs higher.
But didn't Foul Play Phoenix come fourth in their division?
They did, but not due to any fault of their own. In fact, I would like to put most of the blame on myself for not recruiting players who were not super committed.
But why would you say that they should go up a division when?
Because they beat Duck 6 in the regular season.
Yeah, but Duck 6, as our interview tonight has said, Duck 6 did have issues earlier on, midway through, due to players not being available.
I know, but from the outside, it looked like there was a bit of like admin favoritism between some teams, such as No Mercy. And maybe
absolute
Doggos.
silence.
There's no comment. There's no comment. I mean, what happened with Doggos?
Yeah, Doggos came third.
Didn't Doggos beat Foul Play Phoenix in the bronze finals?
Didn't they like get a whole bunch of like Smurfs?
Didn't
and,
they
like,
get
people higher rank to join their team to then beat them? And then like it was kind of it was really
No.
awkward that they had two Div 5 players in their team, and you felt really good about beating some lower ranked players because that sounds like a really jack move.
No, we've had these players since the beginning of well, actually since the end of stage 1, I believe. And we had lost to Foul Play Phoenix midway through.
Sounds like you rate yourself quite highly, Brufree.
No.
It sounds like you're
Massive shout out to Harlequin, best player in Doggos.
All I'm saying is for Div 4, we did lose to Foul Play Phoenix midway through the stage when we had those players, but we did manage to beat them in the final.
Oh, okay.
I think that was where both teams needed to be.
No Mercy is a different story.
No Mercy is a different story, is it? Okay.
Hey,
I'd also like to know what happened with the Div 1 bronze finals, because it never happened, and I want to know why.
Wait, what happened?
Who won it?
With the Div 1 bronze finals.
Yeah. What happened?
The win went towards you guys, and we are not going to be talking about it on this podcast.
What's this podcast for then?
Just talking about like in general, but that would start up drama, and we're not willing to do that. Fair Play Basilisk can't even outperform Div 2 champs.
Drama.
Roasted.
Yeah,
oh.
I mean, it's better to be Shanghai than
No Hero Limit calling you out right now. Are you gonna take that?
Yeah. Thanks, Subred. You beat us fair and square. Thank you very much. Thanks for smashing on Flippy. That was very fun of you. I love that. That was very fun.
All right. That's all we have time for you today, Royal Eskimo. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, I have one more thing to say.
Yeah, you can have a shout out. You can do
Magic
things.
Scissors can't.
Wow.
Interesting language there. Don't condone that
Mm.
language.
That was quite the interview from Real Eskimo. I wish we
Yes.
had more of a censorship, but unfortunately, we do not. And therefore,
There should be a big red button on your desk, and you just like press it whenever something like that happens. Exactly.
Exactly. All right, let's just check in on our two other teams on coming in for our final little talk. Alrighty. Welcome Enigma and Tef from Bell and Interstellar. How are you guys today?
Very well. How are you?
Pretty alright. Had
Yeah, awesome.
had a long podcast so far.
I'm a bit sleepy, to be honest.
Yeah, so am I. I don't know why.
Very
I think it might be the
sorry.
No hard questions, please.
Yeah.
It was the most intense match in the AAOL, so I don't know if
That
we
it
can keep that
was.
promise.
That it was. It was very intense. It's a big fat forfeit from Enigma.
From Enigma only.
Oh, from Interstellar.
Interesting. If anybody just ask. Open up the open div tables right now and let us know where Bell and Interstellar stand.
There's too much these people do not know.
If I could ask, who won when you two versed an open div?
Oh, you can. Tef, do you want to tell them who won?
Not really, but they won. It's practically the only time they'll ever beat us. I'm not
Apparently
too
so.
worried. I'm not too worried.
Look,
Keep
we
your
will-
eyes open for the playoffs. It's all right.
We will be fair in saying that you didn't have PogChamp Kamskis in the game.
Yeah, there's other reasons, but it's all right. Ken's a good reason.
Both of you are doing amazing in open div right now. Both seem to be teams that to me seem like clear people going into playoffs. Are you thinking maybe you're not going to make playoffs? Maybe you will. Maybe there's a chance you won't.
From our perspective, I think it's like sort of too early to say. Like, I think like we should technically, but I mean, it realistically just depends who we verse next week. I think we should. I'm fairly confident that we will have no problems, but I don't want to, I don't want to sort of force any conclusions.
Yeah. Enigma?
But, yeah.
Well, our team's doing pretty good right now. We've had one loss, which is a bit unfortunate. But overall, as long as we win one game next week, we should make playoffs, regardless of who that is. It's a bit tough. It just depends on how everybody else goes, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We have to see, but comfortably, we should at least have one win next week, and it'll be fine.
I believe you guys lost to Pharmacy Harem in a reverse sweep.
Yeah, that's unlucky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is unlucky.
It is unlucky, actually. Very unlucky.
Feels bad.
Yeah.
It actually hurts. It hurts.
At least you got the 2 wins on the one game that you lost. That's the important thing.
True. It wasn't a sweep.
Yeah.
Clean.
So what was the toughest challenge for both of your teams during? I guess we should refer to open
No. AAOL. Let's go AAOL. What was your toughest thing throughout AAOL?
I'll go first. So the toughest thing for us was actually playing matches, because every team we were versing forfeited, practically. We played one game, so we played 3 maps all tournament. And I mean, we would have stomped Interstellar in the final anyway, but before then, yeah, it was pretty. Isn't that right, Enigma?
Can we remove this guy from the chat? Honestly, I don't even know who he is. Like, who are you? I've never seen you before.
Were those guys that keep beating you in scrims?
If you want to know what the hardest thing in AAOL is right now, it's clearly Jerry as the manager. He actually causes our teams plenty of problems.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's a bit of a BMer. The hardest thing for our team was actually, honestly, getting people to show up. Honestly, we actually all wanted to be in Bella Poke both games, and we had to forfeit both of them, which was actually pretty shitty. Because we were looking forward to both games, and I'm sure they were as well too.
Yeah, no, we do. We always enjoy versing Interstellar. Like, it's like from our perspective, they've always been a good team to verse, and like it's always been back and forth, you know, to a degree. So
it has been back and forth all the time, but at this current moment right now, we are up. So, I mean, we just have to see what happens. We see them. You know?
We do look forward to playing you in the playoffs, though. I think it would be good.
If you verse in the playoffs.
Well, that's right. If we do verse in the playoffs. There's a really high chance that Bella Poke will get knocked out before playoffs.
Well, even if they make playoffs, there's no guarantee that you'll be versing.
I mean, we've versed the hard teams already.
Have you? How did you go against them? Tell me.
We did alright.
You versed Bin Chickens, didn't you?
Got him!
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. You weren't one of the hard teams.
Oh, no, we weren't. I know we weren't.
Just unlucky.
Oh,
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of friendly banter. It's alright.
It's alright. No problems. No problems.
Yeah, hopefully there's no more unluckies in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
We've been having a few unluckies.
That's okay.
No, we've lost two games, and it was unfortunate. They were close games, but
I mean, the second game was close. The first one, I wouldn't be too sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, but it was unfortunate. We were actually hoping that Bell would win.
Against Bin Chickens?
Against Bin Chickens. We were hoping
very close.
It was very close.
2-3. That's pretty impressive. Do you think Bin Chickens were having a bad day, or were you just playing really well?
Honestly, we actually didn't play super well in the first two maps at all. Our emotions probably got to us, but
probably a bad day for everyone.
Yeah, probably. No, I don't know. Like, it's hard. We haven't burst Bin Chickens too often, but the only times that we have burst them in like scrims and all that, it was it wasn't even a stomp. You know, it's all pretty even. Like we go back and forth quite a bit. It's a shame, but it's alright.
It is what it is.
Not worried.
Well, as you both know, Jerry owes me $20 worth of pizza because he said that Bin Chickens would go 3-0 against Team Graspers. How do you feel about that situation with Bin Chickens going 3-1 against Team?
Look,
Team
I just want to say, Sharky lied to me. He backed me up on that. He said easy 3-0, and I feel very betrayed.
He did. He did indeed.
I think Sharky needs the. I think he needs.
Wait, what's happening? Sorry.
Sharky overrated?
Well, I made a bet with Briefly, right? That $20 worth of pizza that Bin Chickens would go 3-0 against Team Graspers. And I consulted Sharky about this. And he's like, yeah, easy 3-0 Bin Chickens. I was disappointed when they Team Graspers won a map, so I think Sharky will have to pay some of that pizza.
Easy $20 of pizza, boys. Easy $20.
Probably should have been a 3-0 there, honestly.
All right.
Probably should have been a 3-0.
Meet up in Sydney. $20 of pizza from Jerry. Next up, Sharky gets sued by Jerry.
Are you looking at the chat? Stolen picnic overrated, Moon outdated, TEF activated. God damn it.
Yeah, TEF.
So
that's pretty good.
We've had previous streams where clearly Interstellars come in and they've been like up the moon and like moon activated and stuff like that. Where did that meme come from? Like what does it really mean?
So Moon is a bit of a meme in our team. He's the sort of dude who brings out the wacky map strats.
Oh yeah.
And the team doesn't necessarily agree with him all the time because they're complete whack. Now, When on the other hand, he decided to pop off one game against Foul Play, I believe it was.
Against Basilisk, yeah.
Yeah. It was that time. It was his calling. He activated.
Wouldn't activated.
Activated.
Hey.
And I mean, because we beat Bell that weekend. Bell were obviously outdated.
Oh, right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was Foul Play overrated.
No, Bell overrated. Foul Play outdated. Moon activated.
All right.
I don't mind you having like being super confident against us.
That
Like,
was
it's gonna
good.
Make it funnier for when we beat you.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, that's
it's
right.
a good
I mean,
little banter.
It's friendly. It's friendly.
Yeah,
People think
no,
it's
it's all
BM.
good.
It's just friendly. It's all right.
It's good. No, I like it.
Look, I think after today's podcast, Real Eskimo is the real one who got activated. So this is a good question. How does your team take feedback? Do you have a coach?
Who are you talking to?
Both
of you.
Oh,
Oh, okay. No, we don't have a coach. But what we do is we don't even like. We've only recently, in the last week and a half, started getting someone to record some VODs. And like we're just like I think personally, like we're all just trying to improve. Like some of us record our own VODs as well, and sort of like work out what we need to do. And like the thing we focus on a lot is like comms and all that. And like review our comms after everything. But no, we don't have a coach or anything at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a coach either. We have people who go in making suggestions, which tend to be good, but as a team, including myself, I tend to struggle with taking feedback, especially with the WOG side of our team. They get too fired up, and personally, with our team, I think we have some of the worst tempers in OCE in one team alone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really help when trying to give feedback when people don't necessarily want to think that they've done something incorrectly. But overall, when the whole team tends to agree on it together, that's when that person or those people see what they could improve in that sense, and that's when things get a little bit better. And it's been good. Like I would say some weeks have been worse than others, where the team just doesn't want to listen at all. And that's when we go into like our bad phases. But then after a while, when the team starts to really switch on again, we go good. We just realize that at the end of the day, yeah, we may have lost a match, but we still haven't lost the game yet. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What was do you guys think you have any past gaming experience which transferred onto Overwatch, which really helped?
I mean, I played Halo, but I don't really see. I'm not a hit scan. I'm not a DPS. I'm a support player. So, I mean, not really. Just probably game awareness in general. That was probably about it. Other than that, though, I mean, no, I just picked it up by playing Overwatch.
Yeah. I used to play World of Warcraft really competitively. Yeah, make all your jokes right now. Now's the time. But I don't know. I think just overall game sense and all that sort of transfers from games where like positioning and cooldown management is such a like pivotal, like such a imperative point of it. So I don't know. I guess that's transferred to a degree. I don't have any PC FPS experience, except for when I was like 12, which is a long time ago. I'm not going to disclose my age, but yeah. So I mean, I don't really have any recent FPS experience except for really only World of Warcraft is where I came from. So, but yeah, I think
FPS.
No. But like being high level PvP and all that requires really good like positioning and just awareness of cooldowns and all that sort of thing. So I'd say that's sort of transferred over to a degree.
TEF is 40 confirmed. 43, 47 actually.
Close.
It's kind of sad, Tef. Unlucky, bruv.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Anyway. Yeah.
Yulian in the chat asking if they can join Bellapogue.
Are you hiring Bellapoke? I hear you need some new players in.
Interstellar merging with Bella Pogue?
No, thanks. We don't
Maybe?
want their players.
No thanks, I don't want. The only player that we want is Selena from their team. She'd be a better support player than Stolen would be. So.
Oh, that's a call out. Call out right there.
Do you intend to go pro, and what goals do you have for leading in professional Overwatch?
Absolutely not. And I 100% would never be capable of being pro this game because I'm actually like at almost retirement age. So, it's just how it is, how the cards played out for me.
That's right. I mean, like the team would love to, but at the end of the day, we got to start off with the small steps before we can make the bigger steps. And you can't simply just expect to be pro after not even winning Open Div, but like, it's a big road. So a lot of the team are young enough to be able to potentially go that extra mile, but it's going to take a lot of grinding to get to,
Yeah.
So
I think both teams can definitely make the distance right now, with a little bit of commitment.
Yeah, I actually find it quite ironic that neither team really has done much in terms of coaching or VOD reviewing up until quite recently. Even then, on Interstellar, it's quite light. Even though we've somehow dragged ourselves towards some of the top positions in Open Div.
Do you think that might just be from players being able to self-reflect on their own gameplay?
Well, the thing with us is like when we're not performing as well in either a scrim or a tournament game, we kind of know the fundamentals. Like sometimes we just lack doing some of the fundamentals that we should be. Like our comms are a little bit off, or our ult tracking is a little bit off. You know what I mean? And they're things that we instantly reflect on like afterwards, and we'll talk to each other about like what we need to improve on for the next map or for the next scrim and all that sort of thing. And a lot of it comes down to like comms and all that, and being aware of those fundamental mistakes that you're making. And as far as all the team play stuff, look, we're trying to get into VOD reviews and all that a little bit more now. And we historically we should have been doing that a little bit more.
Yeah, I can agree with that too ourselves.
So, but like for the most part, like if we're lacking on something, sometimes it's just the fundamental stuff that we just need to remind ourselves that we need to keep doing, sort of thing.
Absolutely. It's the same with us. Like when we lost against Far Mercy Harem, it was a clear, honest reason as to why we lost. And it was, I mean, the new meta is not really helping a lot of players. And we started to incorporate the new meta into our game today and be comfortable, which was nice. But it's got to do with that, talking about reflecting on what we can do for the next game, what went right, it's all to do with that sort of stuff,
Yeah, definitely. I think with both teams, you have high enough level players where they know how to reflect on their own gameplay as is, and that obviously helps the team prior to VOD reviewing. Hopefully, in the future, if you do VOD review, people don't get too talkative during the reviews, as obviously that does take up a lot of time and can then cause issues.
Yeah, the good thing with us though is like we're all really good friends, like in and outside of the game to a degree. Like we'll play other games with each other and we'll talk a lot to each other. And each and every one of us are good at talking to each other and in providing like constructive feedback too.
That's
so
right.
No one gets offended if I say Vax, you didn't play well doing this or whatever, or Tef, you fed like this map or whatever it might be. We all sort of accept that and we actually make a conscious effort to improve on that sort of stuff. And like the thing is, no one really gets offended by it either. So it's as long as it's all constructive. So I mean that's something that we as a group can do very well because we have that sort of trust and that bond behind us as well to a degree. So I think that's actually a really good strength of our roster.
Yeah,
in a sense. Yeah.
So like
It's
the
very good to
exact
have a
opposite of Interstellar.
yeah, pretty much.
Correct. Absolutely. There's legitimately no doubt about it. Hammer on the nail. You try to tell some people some things what they've done wrong, and I'll tell you right now. Like, let me give you a good example. So Tef just before asked me, you know, what's the strengths and weaknesses of our team, and I told him what it was, and he was like, yeah, you know what, I completely agree with that. Yep, those are definitely things. La di da di da di da. Now, if on the other hand, I said that to any one of the boys on my team, they're like, oh, shut up. You fucking serious? No, shut up. And then they leave, or no, that's it, I'm inting, or I'm throwing myself off the edge. Or when we get too tilted in the game, if you guys don't switch on, I'm going to play Torb and throw myself off the edge. And that's about it.
That's pretty accurate.
That's legit accuracy.
This is for some. You guys are both the Div 1 champion, technically. Even though there was no game.
Nah, Bell is the
champion. This is to some of our other players. Like, what would you say is the number one tip to improving your gameplay?
Number one tip to improving your gameplay? Are you saying on like an individual level?
Yeah.
Probably like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but like not botting out, like thinking all the time, like using your brain. Like you need to always be thinking in this game. Like you can't just like be mindlessly trying to frag. Like you need to keep track of like cooldowns, enemy ults, all that sort of thing. Like just keep thinking, you know what I mean? And think about your position. And every time you die, like think about like why you died. Because there's like more often than not, there's a reason why. There's more than enough reasons why you could stay alive in that situation. You know what I mean? Like it's probably just constantly self-reflecting on like, what positional mistakes you made, and did you get completely caught off guard because they had a grab and you didn't know they had a grab, or like, you think that their Pharah might have barrage but you can't see their Pharah right now, he's hiding behind the wall ready to barrage your team, you know what I mean? Like all that sort of stuff. You just got to keep thinking and just not bot out. I know it sounds simple, but that's essentially I think what you got to do. Just keep thinking and then just reflect on why you died.
Yeah, I would have to the same. But I also like one big thing that I'd like to say is find out who works well for you. You can't simply just get into the game and expect to be the best DPS player or the best tank player. Find what works for you and try to figure out what you can do to improve them. And that's when the rest of your gameplay comes into the effect as well too. Because you don't just simply come into the game knowing how to play every single character, because every single character is different. So you just gotta find what's good for you, and like Tef say, just like, how do you say it? Why did you die? What could you have done that you could have improved? How can you manage ults and your cooldowns correctly? What's the it's all that sort of stuff. So it all comes into the big picture at the end of the day.
And the big trap that some people fall into is they don't like accepting that they've made mistakes sometimes.
That's right. That's
and
exactly
even if it's someone reflecting on themselves, they don't like to think that they've made mistakes here and that, and they actually fall into bad habits. And I know it's like some stuff I used to do, like particularly when I was like learning, like Genji, like way back in the day. I was making some stupid mistakes, and I was just sort of thinking like, well, that's how I meant to play, but it's not. And then you learn that sort of stuff, and then you get better. Like as soon as you start acknowledging that you're making those mistakes, you fix them, and you'll understand very quickly like how bad those mistakes were when you consciously can ensure that you're fixing them in the future. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. On that note, I just wanted to say that for everyone who in the AAOL who's watching this, if you're not in a team, I highly encourage you to try to find a team. And if you can't find a team, just make one yourself. No reason to be shy about your SR or your rating or who you pick. Like there's pretty much so many people, especially in Oceania, willing to help you with any issue you have. Yep, that's all.
Just sort of segueing from that, like I feel like you'll actually learn a lot more in a team environment as well. and you'll get more enjoyment out of sort of working with a team where matchmaking can be a bit hit and miss, as
That's
you
right.
all
That's
probably
exactly
are aware of.
And on
So-
top of that as well too, like matchmaking really, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't mean shit when it comes to being part of a team. So your SR might not necessarily play. It could give a good indication, but that doesn't mean that you play at that level. It just means that, there's a potential to be somewhere. And there's a lot of teams, even in contenders right now, with some diamond players and some masters players, and they play at still the contenders level. And simply because it's a completely different competition from matchmaking to scrims and team environment, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting some memes in the chat right now.
That's all the questions I have. If free or either of you want to ask us something.
Yeah, if either of you have
welcome.
anything else you wish to share, I'm sorry, I'm very tired. This has been a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Not overly prepared with the questions. I don't have a hell of a lot more to say, but if you guys have anything else to say, it's the floor is yours.
No, you
I
can go
guess
first.
the only thing I have to say is stay tuned. The Bella Poke versus Interstellar will be live streamed on Playoffs.
Hey,
So it's
that's
just- I
assuming
have
that
to
you
correct
both
you.
make playoffs.
It's Bella Puck, by the way.
Uh,
To throw that out there for
Epoch.
all these people that can't read.
Epoch.
Epoch.
Yeah, what does
So,
it mean?
It's French.
Yeah, for what,
I don't
though?
know. Have a guess.
Well,
Go
we
on.
just had a guess, and now we don't know it.
Go on, tell me what you think.
I don't know anything, bro. I'm just your simple real estate
Belly
agent.
poke. As in a belly poke. That's what chat's saying.
It's probably something I can't say on stream.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It's actually a really nice restaurant in Brisbane.
Ah.
But
Is it actually?
yeah, there is actually a Bella Puck restaurant in Brisbane, which is like really, really awesome. But I don't know, it was like a period in Western history. I don't know. Ask Selena. Selena in chat, can you
Well, like it.
I don't know. It was like a period in Western history, like
Well,
between like
sort of. It was like the like
it was like between World War One or something. I don't know.
sort of. It's
No, it was a silent period, right, between like some war and the outbreak of World War One. So like it was a good period of time.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure. Selena, please correct me.
Shed some light, Selena.
It's like a period of time. I only know it pre-World War One.
Yeah, I don't know. Selena's got a big brain. She'll be able to shed some light on what it
300
actually means.
IQ.
Big brain Tef, Golden Age, my friend. Tef should know our culture.
Yeah, so as far as final words from me, I guess thank you for hosting the tournament from you guys. I know it's something that doesn't need to be done, as it's a really nice thing that you guys do. And even though we ran into some problems on the way just because of teams unable to play some of the games, etc. Like it was actually a decently well structured tournament, and I think that you'll probably get a little bit more interest in future ones.
Yeah.
And we'd probably like to be a part of it again, and hopefully that we can play a few more games.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
At least more than one.
Yeah. But apart from that, I mean, I hope that people might follow us through OpenDiv a little bit as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully we make it as far as we can. And we'll just keep doing our best, get better and better. So
well structured tournament, one game played.
Damn it, sneaky snake.
My final words are look up to Tef's team, Bell, and never be like Interstellar. They are the worst team in OCE.
Oh, call out by their manager himself.
I mean, as much
Can
as
I just make a quick advertisement? We're looking for a new manager.
Oh, can I? A joke.
No,
I
it's been
think,
good.
I think like my final words is like, thanks again for having us. It's a good tournament, at least for us, and we hoping ourselves we do well in Open Div. But to be quite honest with you, I actually hope that Bella Poke actually goes through into playoffs as well too. It'd be good to see like a final rematch.
Yeah.
You know, some sort of grand finale thing between both teams.
You know
I
what would
think
be
it'd be really
great?
cool.
If you both make playoffs, but this time Bell can't make the match. That would be poggers. That would be hilarious.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, hopefully my team does. We have people following us, but at the same time, I hope that Bella Poke makes playoffs and they do well as well because they're just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. No, that's good. Yeah. Follow our Twitter. We don't have a Twitter yet, but when we get one,
follow it. Yep. All right.
And it's not Bella Pork, everyone. It's Bella Pork.
Beautiful error in French. Look that up.
Yeah.
Don't look for the Interstellar Twitter.
I will. I will have a last minute just little call out. Just thank you to everyone that has shown up. It has been a great 3 hours. With this podcast, AAOL has been doing their best all season to make people happy, trying to organize all the games, trying to make sure that everyone is, getting heard and able to play. It's been a big season. We had a lot more people than we thought. I'm gonna have a shout out to everyone that was in the chat today, everyone that's shown up. Shout out to everyone that had to leave our league for multiple reasons, whether they were pursuing bigger things or whatever. It was great to have you, and it's just a big shout out to all teams that have played this season. Awesome shout out to Bell and Interstellar. Awesome grand final. Winners being Bella Pogue and just, Div 1 champions. Shout out all the moderators for doing the best work that they can, all the streamers, all the casters, just everyone. Thank you for making AAOL Season 3 the best we could make it, and I hope you all stay around for Season 4. And
yeah, absolutely.
Have a good night. It's
also quick shout. Quick shout out to Aki, who hard carries our team, and also transcendences at the perfect times. Always.
Enigma, do you have anything to shout out?
Big shout out to big fella Moon. He'll always be the man to carry the team whenever we need him the most.
Up the moon.
Everyone, the moon. Everybody remember that.
Up the moon. Up the moon.
Don't forget the name.
Up the moon. Up the moon.
Come on, Tess, you know you want to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, you know you want to be a part of it. Let's up the moon.
Yeah, up the moon.
Up the moon.
Attaboy, there it is.
Up the moon.
But yeah, I guess, that's all I got to say. But thanks anyway again for having us.
Thank you for showing up. I'm sorry that it took so long for us to grab you and pull you in. It just, with you guys being the last ones and so many people, so much like excitement and like so many people wanting to talk, it was such a big podcast.
Yeah. No, all good. All good, my friend. It was a pleasure. It was well worth the wait. I mean, I'm gonna have 4 hours sleep tomorrow and be practically dead. So
yes,
it's all good. It's all good.
If only our team was versing you in Open Div tomorrow, then I'd be so much more excited.
One day.
All right. Cheers, guys, and we're off.
All right.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too.